I'm definitely with Tazz and Yahssini. And this is the Tazz Show. Let's do it.
I wrote about the stars, I wrote about the moon, I wrote about things in the sky that go boom. I wrote about death, I wrote about life, I wrote in the morning, afternoon, and at night. I constantly search for new ideas. I talk to my elders, my friends, and my peers. I study astronomy, history, and religion. My analytical mind is constantly on a mission, struggling and striving for the perfect poem, bracing myself for the perfect brainstorm. The more that I write, the more that I note. My best poem yet is yet to be wrote. Yeah.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying. This could be us.
Peace, love, and salutations to everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope we're doing well. We have an explosive one again. Once again today. I haven't been live in a while. I think it was due up. I've been hearing the family telling me that I need to go live more often. So I'm hearing y'all. I hear the message. I'm taking it into deep consideration. Today I have Brother Prophet and the goddess, the Empress herself, Yahssini. And we're going to be talking about vitamin C, the science of the ocean. This is going to be deep. Get your pen, paper ready, and we have a surprise for y'all at the end of the show. We gonna liven things up a little bit, and we're gonna change it up. We're gonna do a couple of things that we haven't seen before done on a live show. So we're gonna hope that everybody joins us at the very end. Stay tuned. Again, this is vitamin C, the science of the ocean. Before we get started, though, we do want to address our guest. We have the brother Leave, aka Mr. Profit. Can you tell the family who you are and where they can find you, brother?
Oh, yeah, it's Brother Leaf, Mr. Profit. You can call me Mr. Time, either one. You can find me on IG, Mr. Profit 369. Let's see, Facebook, same. What else? Oh, you can also find me on the roundtable.com. Ooh. Ooh, that's where you can definitely get the info. Definitely. I like that. Nice bomb.
Most definitely, most definitely. We appreciate you again for being here with us, brother. It's always good to have your energy around. So, and do go check them out, www.theroundtable.com. Check out the website. If you ain't with it, you don't, you ain't gonna learn something the way the brother's teaching it. So, go check out the website. Very, very informative. We have the Empress Yahssini. Yahssini, can we tell the people who you are and where they can find you at?
Absolutely. I am Yahssini of Yahssini in the House and YahssiniUniversity.com. For those of you who knew me before when I was just Yahssini, switch on over to Yahssini in the House, switch over to Yahssini University on YouTube. So that's my backup channel now. Also, if you haven't been to YahssiniUniversity.com, that's practically where me and Taz lives. So you derelict of duty, and I suggest you go over there, take a look around the website. If you like what you see, holla at me. Find me on Facebook as Denise Grant.
Most definitely, most definitely. We appreciate you, sis. Most definitely go check out her website as well. That's where you're gonna find me at. If you don't have me on Facebook, if you don't have me on any other platform, the only way you're gonna be able to contact me is through www.yahssiniuniversity.com. Check out the website, check out everything that we have available for you guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. All right. Now, you already know who I am. I am your brother Taz. You can find me on YouTube under Tasmaniac TV, which is my backup channel. So make sure that you go click that subscribe button on that channel, just in case anything goes down or whatever. And my main channel gets shut down. Which is at the Tazz Show. Make sure that you check me out there. But don't forget that you could also find me on Facebook under Tasmaniac Wolf. All right, that's my Facebook. And if you have any information that you want to relate to me in another way, make sure that you contact me at Campus Academy LLC at gmail.com. That's my business email. And I always have full access to it. So that's the fastest way to contact me. And as well, like the sister said, you could find me as well under www.yahssiniuniversity.com under Taz Studio Productions. So make sure that you go check out my work, my PowerPoints, all my information that I have available. And once again, we're coming at you, with yet another one that you're going to be able to get at the website. So make sure that you check it out. All right, because this is something new that I'm throwing out there. With the as you can see, I'm elaborating. I'm composing now my PowerPoints into more of an elaborate scene. I'm trying to create more of a vivid action theme where it relates more to some people that like myself and Brother Prophet that we're very not physical, but we require we're visual people, and we require a lot of, not that we require, but we tend to do a lot better if there's a lot of movement or if there is something animated that catches our attention and keeps us locked into the subject. All right, so make sure that you check that out. All right, with that said, let us check. The first, there was a lot of people that was here since way before we started, but we do have Universal Empress in the house. She says peace at the past, so looking forward to this one. This is my backup channel. Make sure that you check it out. We have my cousin in the building. uh Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Get your pen and paper ready. The sister Yahssini's also in here. Go check her out in Yahssini in the house. And as always, one of the usual suspects, we have Land HQ 82 in the house. Peace and love to the God. Thank you for being with us. We also have the brother Earth God. Welcome, welcome, brother. Thank you for being here. Hope you like the show. Let us know what you think. Share it, comment. Let us know what it is that you have in your mind regarding all this. But let us move on for the subject. So today we have vitamin C, the science of the ocean. All right. So we're gonna get into some science. But before we even get started, because there's a lot of crap happening in the community now, because everybody trying to come up, so before you come over here talking yo Taz and Brother Leaf said, listen, we're gonna throw this good disclaimer into you. Make sure that you understand, all right, that it states disclaimer: your skin and body, like you, are unique. While we have taken all measures to ensure that the information provided in this PowerPoint and our social media channels is credible and expert verified, we recommend you consult a doctor or your dermatologist before trying a home remedy, a quick hack, or exercise regime. Another disclaimer: all content, including the tips and suggestions, is entirely based on research and data available on the internet. Yes, family, you could go and get this information yourself and create your own PowerPoint exactly with what I'm telling you. So, it is advised not to construe it as professional medical advice and consult a doctor before making any changes to your diet. All right. So make sure that you understand the disclaimer. With that said, we gonna move forward. This is just a visual again, of where you guys can find us. Make sure that you check the brother Leaf at the round table or the roundtable.com. Check out Yahssini under YahssiniUniversity.com as well. You find me in there. This is how you find my Facebook, all right, with those pictures in there. And check me out on my YouTube and my backup channel on the Tasmaniac TV. All right. You also find me under the Tazz Show on all other apps, whether it's Twitter, Instagram. It don't matter. You find us on all of them. But now that we've got that out the way, let's get into some. This is the first thing that we're gonna address before we even go, because Sister Yahssini and I have combined together with Brother Prophet and are trying to put together our specialties into not one pot, but making a conglomerate of them in different places. All right. So as you guys know, if you need anything in regards about your website, if you need some work on your computer, if you're looking to search for some jewelry or anything else, you could reach Sister Yahssini at YahssiniUniversity.com, where you could find all your needs that you have. All right. Just to give you guys a quick preview. This is the website. Make sure that you go, that you sign up. The sister has everything hooked up. She has everything from her CMOS to her jewelry. All right. She has essential oils for you. We're about to drop a line of t-shirts. Please stay tuned for the t-shirts. We're about to drop some Yahssini and some Tazz Show t-shirts. So make sure that you be ready for those as well. We have some major PDFs aside from my PowerPoints that you could find here as well. Now, getting back to this one before we go into my thing, Brother Prophet. All right. The like we said, if you need a website designing, Sister Yahssini and I get down with this. All right. We do this type of work. So you can find Brother Prophet and his information under the roundtable.com, and a quick preview of, well, hold on. A quick preview of his website, because we are the creators. Sister Yahssini and I are the creators of this here website. This is our work. This is how we put it together. We're not going to go thoroughly into it, but we just want to give you a preview of what it is that Sister Yahssini and I can put together and will put together for you, depending on what it is that your needs are for your website. All right. So we're entering Brother Leave's website. Obviously, we have a short disclaimer about his website to make sure that you understand what it is that you're going into, and not to raise your expectations above something that is logical. So you read it, you agree, you cannot continue to the website until you read and agree to this. And if you don't read it and you click on I agree, that itself is the contract itself, which states that you've read it, even though you didn't, and you are bound by those rules now. So we enter into his website. This is the website that he has. All right, there is multiple tabs that I'll let you guys explore. Please go check it out. All right, please go check it out. There is plenty of information that we have here, available. Well, that he has here for you available, that you could
still under contract also. It's still under construction also. So bear with us as we're adding information. But we do want people to look at it, go check it out, give their opinion on it, beta test it in a sense, give us ideas, give us, suggestions and things like that as we're still constructing it. But definitely, let's get to the PowerPoint. We're 14, 15 minutes in.
Most definitely.
Let's definitely get it in. Yeah, let's talk about what people came to see.
Yeah. All right. Where are we at? Right here. All right. So make sure that you guys go check all that stuff up. All right. Now, moving on to the next one. Let's start with the introduction. Give me one quick second.
Definitely.
My apologies. My wife was asking me a question. So, so let's start with a brief introduction. You want to? We're gonna share the reading, Sister Yahssini.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
So
Cool.
for the introduction, seawater is water that makes up the ocean and seas, covering more than 70% of the Earth's surface. Seawater is a complex mixture of 96.5% water, 2.5% salts, and smaller amounts of other substances, including dissolved inorganic and organic materials, particulates, and a few atmospheric gases. So, seawater constitutes a rich source of various commercially important chemical elements. Much of the world's magnesium is recovered from seawater, as are large quantities of bromine. So, in certain parts of the world, sodium chloride, which is table salt, is still obtained by evaporating seawater. In addition, water from the sea, when desalted, can furnish a limitless supply of drinking water. Okay,
That's so powerful right there.
that's
Oh,
going to come in handy later on.
right. Because I literally, when we were doing the research for this, I read this one article where the article literally said that seawater does everything for you from head to toe that your body needs to make you healthy and live long. So I was like,
Wow.
damn. But then it had this caveat to where it says it does everything except hydrate you. But then I started thinking, I was like, well, if we just desalt it, it'll hydrate you
Oh,
also.
yes.
So it literally does everything for you that you need. And
Mhm.
then when you brought up the like 70% or so, to just think about it also, for it to be the largest thing on this planet, it would have to be the most perfectionist thing that is needed. Right?
Healthier.
You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Common sense there, really.
Most definitely. You know, and we can see that there is a great mixture of different. I don't want to say chemicals, but more like what are they? They are.
Inorganic and organic material.
Yeah, we have a lot of minerals within it that help us. All right, so we got to keep that in mind, you know, while we're going through the PowerPoint. All right, so let's continue now that we've gotten through the so one ocean worldwide. It says currently we divide the ocean. One second. Currently, we divide the ocean into five major basins: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Arctic, and the Southern. All right. For those that are not aware of the Southern Sea is the one, you know, by the place we can go to, Antarctica. All right. So smaller ocean regions such as the Mediterranean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, and the Bay of Bengal are called seas, gulfs, and bays. Keep in mind everything that we're reading, family, because we are gonna touch base on it at the end of the show when we do a little extra for everybody. All right. So it says inland bodies of such waters, such as the Caspian Sea and the Great Salt Lakes, are distinct from the world's oceans. The oceans absorb the sun's heat, transferring it to the atmosphere and distributing it around the world. This conveyor belt of heat drives global weather patterns and helps regulate temperatures on land, acting as a heater in the winter and an air conditioner in the summer. All right. So basically, the first thing that we're able to see is even though we have all this variety of oceans, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, there's really only one global ocean. It's one
I
whole
was
ocean.
gonna say like,
You know,
it's
it's
not like
one,
dividers or anything in the
right.
ocean.
You know,
It's just
right.
water.
Just like on land, you know, this is the United States and that's Mexico, and that, there is nothing but an invisible border that we pretend is there, but it's all one landmass. All right.
Right, right, right,
It's all one land, but there is only one global ocean. But historically, those are the four names that they've given us. However, most countries, including the United States, they do recognize, like I mentioned earlier, instead of the Antarctic Sea, they refer to it as the Southern Sea. That was something that sis and I were a little baffled about it, because we both remember from our childhood. We're both older, so we remember from our childhood that we were taught about the Antarctic Sea, where this whole Southern Sea came from and why the change came about. That's a whole nother PowerPoint that we could get into a little later. But you want to add something, sis or brother Lee?
Yeah, I did want to say that the way they got it divided up into five oceans in one, so to speak. I was hoping that they could show some more consistency when they named the Antarctic Ocean the Southern Ocean. I said, well, then why not call the Arctic Ocean the Northern Ocean? Because at first I thought I was tripping, or maybe Taz had it wrong. It's like there's no Southern, but like he already said it. We're old school. This was back, when Pluto was still a planet. So
Right, right, when
right.
Jesus.
right.
So they change what they want when they want. In other words,
It
and they slipped that one in on me. So
Most definitely, most definitely. You want to add something else, brother Lee?
No, no, no. That was amazing. That was amazing.
All right. Did you want to read, brother, or do you want
I'm
me?
gonna let y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna let y'all do
yeah,
y'all thing.
I'll read as much as I can, Taz.
Okay. Go ahead, sis. You can take this one.
Okay, so oxygen comes from the oceans. Did you know that? At least half of Earth's oxygen comes from the ocean. Scientists estimate that 50 to 80% of the oxygen production on Earth comes from the ocean. So the majority of this production is from oceanic plankton. That's drifting plants, algae, some other bacteria that can photosynthesize. So ocean water also contains various dissolved atmospheric gases, chiefly nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide. So some other components of seawater are dissolved organic substances such as amino acids and carbohydrates and organic rich particulates also. And so we got our diagram on the other side. And if we thought that oxygen came only from trees, well, this is why you need to watch our show.
Right.
We're always adding more information.
Most definitely, sis. When I found this out, I was, because I've always said, well, they cut the trees down, and the air's gonna go away and all, and then once you start doing your research, you're like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me at the very least 50%, but at the most it's almost 80% of the air in the atmosphere comes from the ocean,
Which
not
I
from the trees
mean,
out here.
it kind of makes sense if people say this used to be a water planet to where there were no trees and it was just water everywhere.
Right,
You know,
right. Most definitely,
so
so that's
Yeah,
something that definitely baffled me, when I found out about it. I know Sis was just as amazed as I was when I presented it to her. So it's you know it,
right.
it's good to always be able to learn. So there is a process that the water goes
Yes,
through, because it turns into different states, because it doesn't just sit in the ocean, so
right.
right.
it goes through a process. You want to add something, brother?
I was gonna say, like, if you like, anytime we've ever seen like a movie or something, somebody was stranded out there. If you notice, around all of that water, they still look dried out. Of course, because they couldn't drink anything, but there's no shade in the ocean when the sun is out. Think about that.
That's
So
right.
that means the sun is hitting straight water, and if heat hits water, it does what? Turn into a gas.
Yes.
So that's how it makes sense for where that's where most of our oxygen comes from, just because it's water there and it's getting the sun all the time. It's photosynthesis.
And while we give so much credit or credence to the water that we drink, whether we buy it or get it out the faucet, we never give the whole, entire thanks to the oceans or the water
Right.
itself. I mean,
Right.
even if we don't see them every day, this is eventually this is where the stuff is coming from. And so, you know, that's why you always feel calm when you go to the lake or you look at big bodies of water, or even when you go fishing, you just want to be calm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most
No, that's
definitely.
definitely that's the other part of it that I think you got it in there when you talk about salt and salt being a crystal, and we know what crystals do when it comes to healing. You have water and salt mixed together, which is water and crystals mixed together, and it's 70% of the planet. Like, it's a reason when you go to the beach, you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely.
That's
So
the scientific part about it, or the
Exactly.
spiritual part about it.
yeah, yeah. So just to get to, since we are speaking in regards about the oceans around the world and all these land masses and bodies of water that we find throughout the world. There is a fun fact that we wanted to throw out there, and it states it's like, did you know that all continents today begin and end with the letter A, with the exception of Europe? Why is that? Well, the fact remains that because Europe isn't really a continent and it's only a densely populated area of Asia where all map makers of the Western world originated. So, as everything else, they gave themselves some attention. So all the people that have created a map that we know today, they all come from Europe. So they obviously they had to give themselves some, they had
Yeah.
to lift themselves above it. Well, we're not a continent, but we're just gonna say we're a continent, and that's what we're putting all the maps,
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Surely that's a power stroke there. Um, if you put the North on North America and the South on South America, then that helps throw it off, so you don't really notice Europe being
A, right, the beginning, the A,
right.
yeah, that was
You
nice.
just call them the Americas and count two of them for North and South. You do your Africa, your Asia, and your Australia. You get an A in the beginning. You get an A at the end.
Yeah,
One of
that's
these things does not belong here. It's Europe.
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
And that's just so if we really look at it, maybe we just have three of them: America, Africa, and Asia, because Australia
Okay.
is an island to me, a
Yeah,
big dumbass island.
it is.
It's only considered a continent only because it passes the borders of the size of what they consider an island to be. Is way bigger than what they consider an island. So they're like, well, we can't say this is an island, but it does look like, appear to me anyways, that it's just a piece that branched off of Asia, or that connects between Asia and Africa, in my opinion. But it is what it is.
Yes. Yeah, you can see it like a puzzle right now. I
Yeah,
mean, they never tried to hide up that everything was one landmass at first,
most definitely, most definitely.
and
So
so
yeah,
like
go ahead.
just to say, to act like when they split up, all the people were still on this one part is, ludicrous.
Right.
Yeah.
All this land and everybody just so happened to
Right.
still
Just
just be
stay right here on
located
this
in
one part.
Africa, and they branched off to these other places. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Most
Tell me
definitely.
anything.
So let's start off with the lasso therapy, all right? And remember, family, listen to what you are listening to. If you stick around to the very end, because you do, I'm gonna break this out right now. If you stick around to the end of the show and you take and you participate in the little event that we have at the end, you do have a chance at earning yourself a free copy of this entire PowerPoint that I will provide for you at the end of the show if you participate with the event that we have at the end and you succeed in the event. All right. So there is that. Pay attention to what's being said. But sis, you want to take thalassotherapy?
Yep. So the term thalassotherapy, using seawater for cosmetic and health treatment, is a long-lived practice that dates back to the ancient Egyptians. So the word is etymologically from the Greek word thalassa, meaning sea. It's the use of seawater as a form of therapy. It's based on the systemic use of seawater, sea products, and shore climate. So the therapy is applied in various forms as either showers or warm seawater, application of marine mud or of algae paste, or the inhalation of sea fog. So spas make hot seawater and provide mud and seaweed wrapping services. So the origins of thermal baths and related treatments can be traced back to the remote antiquity. So, with palpable effects on health and well being, let's dive in and discover a couple of benefits the ocean provides.
Oh, great job.
Mhm.
Definitely great job. Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. I mean, I definitely it's definitely therapeutic. Like you said, like, people, I'm in Florida, so anytime somebody's feeling bad, they're always like, hey, let's go to the beach. And sure
Oh,
enough, once we get there to the beach, we start feeling better. But it makes the thing about it is we kind of like we kind of had the feeling of knowing that, but like the science behind it is when you understand that the sand is made up of quartz crystals, you know what I'm saying, and the water has salt in it, which is a crystal also. You can't help but heal while you're there. You're around so many crystals. The crystals and the energy is going to overpower your energy.
mhm.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And
And what?
so the reverse of that would be to go places where people are, mad and angry and not calm a lot.
And right, and then now
Take
submerge your energy in there. Right,
or throw them in the sea.
right, definitely. Well, no, that's what it is.
Uh huh.
But that's a wonderful thing to know. Like, okay, boom, I can go do something, or I can go to a certain place, and if I was feeling unhappy or negative, I can go there and I can feel happy and positive. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just think about that power. That's why beachfront property is very expensive.
Yeah.
And that's what the sea fog is doing that. So, when the fog is out, like early morning, I guess.
Because
Uh,
it's definitely a gas.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will be breathing it. So that's what's up.
Right.
That's what's
So
up.
basically, the all of the nutrients and minerals or
Yes.
whatnot that were in the ocean are now turned into a gas, and they're now just going through your body because air goes through your body and your lungs
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
gonna have something to do with serotonin and melatonin, even depending
Okay.
on when you're there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a PowerPoint coming. Stay tuned because I have a PowerPoint coming. Where we're gonna go into the science of melanin. So get ready for that one because we gonna talk about some things. But anyways, that's on another show. But as the brother and the sister saying, this has been going on, for a very, very long time. This is something that we have been doing for a very, very long time. It explains the reason why we go to the ocean and feel so much better. And as the brother mentioned, it explains the reason why beachfront property is literally like
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have that dough. You gotta have that dough to be able to be able to acquire this type of property or whatever. But let us move on to the other one. And give a shout out to Aisha Ho. It says it looks like a classmates are here on Tazz channel. I appreciate you, Aisha. I really tried my best to accommodate this PowerPoint and to take my game a little further than what I'm used to bringing or presenting to you guys. But let's go with the skin is the biggest organ. It says seawater is stuffed with goodness for your skin. It contains minerals such as magnesium, sodium, calcium, chloride, and sulfate that work as natural cosmetics for the skin. All right. So that alone to
Yeah,
tell you, that those are things that they usually demand. You gotta have magnesium, sodium, calcium, for your bones, and chloride and sulfate. These are all things that they tell us that we need for the body, and we get it from seawater. Wait, it says
that,
magnesium rich seawater promotes the retention of moisture in the skin whilst absorbing toxins and reducing inflammation. Remember that as long as your skin stays moist, then you don't age that fast. All right.
right.
It also says other researchers suggest that seawater can help people with atopic skin problems like cirrhosis and eczema, as it's an anti-inflammatory and speeds up the healing process. If you have eczema, you can really benefit by using salt water in your skin and care routine, since magnesium is an anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial mineral that alleviates itching and reduces moisture from bacteria and fungi that causes eczema. All right. So the skin itself, just from the picture, listen to what it says in the picture. 26 seconds is all it takes for the chemicals in your personal care products to enter your bloodstream. All it takes is 26 seconds for all this shit that, I need copper tone, because I'm gonna get burned, and I'm gonna need this, and I need cream for moisturizing myself. And you don't even know half of the shit that you can't even pronounce the shit that is in the back of that damn lotion.
And you really don't want to know what all that shit
Right,
is.
you really don't want to know, but it takes 26 seconds, sis.
Yeah,
26 seconds for it to enter your body when all you had to go do is go jump your ass into the sea. Just jump in the water and absorb the water.
And
yes.
if you're landlocked, get you some Epsom salt
There you
and some
go.
water.
Real talk, right? And take you a dip in your tub with some Epsom salt in it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah,
you can absorb this into your body. You know,
I mean, yeah, because if you think about it, just doing that gives you all the minerals that all the other chemicals are trying to give you. They're
Mm-hmm.
just giving you a synthetic or a GMO form of what the ocean water or the seawater would just naturally give
yeah.
Right. And because it is natural, it'll assimilate better with your cells
you. Mm-hmm.
instead of, forcing some man-made product
Mm-hmm.
into your bloodstream. So,
Mm-hmm. And see is and what we don't talk about is the ability that salt has to
mhm,
just break stuff down. That's why it can do something to like eczema and the fungus and the bacteria because that salt, as
mhm,
your body is strong enough to have it because you need it, other little things that are trying to live on top of you or with you aren't sometimes as strong enough to take on that salt. So once that salt gets to working inside your body or on top of your body, everything else that ain't supposed to be there it's gonna die.
yeah.
It's gonna get
Those
broken
are facts.
down.
Those are
And
facts.
so, and we are going to go over salt today and find out that, we're using the wrong salt. And even that, if it's done right, don't even have to be the wrong salt, but we learned it today. Come
We're
on,
gonna
push.
learn it down.
Most definitely, most definitely. So let's move on to the next one, healing and wellness. So go ahead, sis, take this one.
Yes. Sea swimming has been known to actively improve your health and wellness with common immersion and exposure to sunshine. So, elements in the seawater activate the body's healing mechanisms and support healing for diseases, asthma, bronchitis, arthritis, and localized aches and pains.
Mm-hmm.
Also, rich in magnesium, seawater helps release stress,
Mm,
your muscles, promotes deep sleep, and spiritually
mm,
cleanse your aura. Who knew
mm,
that? So swimming in sea has also been linked to stimulating the parasympathetic system, which is responsible for the rest and repair, and it can trigger the release of dopamine and serotonin.
dang.
These are a vital part of keeping us happy, and low levels are linked with depression.
Mm.
Mm,
So if there's anybody out there that is basically you basically saying if they're feeling unhappy, they
yes,
just need to get around some sea.
yes.
Is it is it so transferable that you can literally take water and put salt or a certain type of salt in water and
Mm,
still get that feeling? Maybe a smaller amount of that feeling, but that
yes,
feeling.
yes,
Mm,
brother. This is
mm,
speaking loud and clear. We have been healing wrong. All we, instead of running to the hospital, emergency rooms, and all of that, we already got the remedy in our house, pretty much.
Yeah, and all by swimming. Isn't that just by swimming? Because it's like it appeared not actually now we could understand why during the lockdowns, if you dared went to the beach, they
right,
locking you up. You was going to
right.
jail.
Right. Now you understand it because that would have made you feel happy.
That
See,
would
we
have.
don't even know that there are locations, or we do. How about that? We do know. We're just not following that feeling that we have inside of us when it says, "Hey, we need to go feel better. Let's go to the beach.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Let's
now
go
we
to the
now
beach."
we understand why they were doing it because they needed us in a depressed state. They needed us in that state of like, oh, I'm stuck in the house. What am I gonna do? It's like they didn't want you absorbing all these minerals and all this vitamin D from the sun. Oh hell no! You gonna go back to the house like, man, I could do another 2 3 days inside and see, like what?
Mhm.
So it makes sense. It makes so much sense, to be able to see what it was that they were mentally and physically doing to us during this lockdowns that we just went through, and we're still in, certain places in the world, it's still going down. Take China for example, but that's a whole nother story. But
Hmm.
they ain't playing with it. That's they still locked down over there, But yeah, lawful versus legal said he never thought of that. Yeah, me neither, bro. I had never considered, like, I was like, damn, why is they locking motherfuckers up for being at the beach? I mean, what are you gonna do? You could literally be far apart from motherfuckers and shit because the beach is just so big, It's like, and it's hot, so heat supposedly kills the what you would call it, but uh, now we understand the why behind it. So circulation and the immune system, all right. It says thalassotherapy is known to improve the blood cycle and circulation by restoring essential microelements within our bodies that are depleted by poor diets, stress, or environmental pollution. The cold water moves very quickly from our extremities to our major organs and then back up again as we warm up, which is great for circulation. Ocean waters contains an endless supply of minerals, vitamins, amino acids, trace elements, and microorganisms, which have antibacterial effects and can even work as natural antibiotics. What? You ever heard Granny tell you, "Oh, you got cut? Go put your foot in the ocean right quick and just stay there for about 5 minutes and come
Mhm.
holler at me tomorrow. You see how that thing
Mhm.
gonna start healing real quick." Like,
Yeah, I've stepped on like a shell before and cut my foot, and then like a couple of minutes later, like it just healed itself up as if like it almost wasn't a cut there. There's going to be an indenture there to let you
right?
know that something happened as far as for memory's sake, but as far as wound and healness, it's ready.
Yeah.
It's
So
ready. But that's the stuff they don't want us consciously to know. Oh, you get hurt. Okay, if you okay, put some water, some salt on there.
yeah.
Immerse yourself in some water and some salt.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So it says these components are absorbed by the skin. Remember, it only takes 23 seconds for your skin to absorb, anything, whatever you put on it. So if you dive into some water, now your whole skin, your skin is your biggest organ, family. Your
Mhm.
skin is always working. You are a reptile shedding skin and remaking your skin. Just like if they cut the tail of a lizard and that motherfucker grow back, when you chop, obviously not the whole thing, but when you cut yourself and there's a piece of skin missing from you because you see nothing but the bone, guess what? That skin gonna grow back. That skin gonna grow back. All right. So it says these components are absorbed by the skin when you swim and even inhaling a sea mist. Also, immersing yourself in cold water boosts the production of white blood cells, which are important for fighting off infections.
Mhm.
What? So I don't need to pop this damn fucking antibiotics that kills all the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in my stomach and shit. Like I don't have
Well,
to do that, Taz.
to
Nah, you.
answer the question, Taz, if they made something, didn't they have to get it from somewhere to be able to make it?
Mhm. Yeah, they did.
Peace and love
So
to the Empress
that's
Charbet.
all it is.
Sorbet.
That's all it is. Just finding out where they're going to get the stuff that they're giving us and
Yes.
just getting it right there and just using it. Like it don't send it through a whole process.
Most definitely, most definitely.
That's crazy.
Let's go on to the next one. Moving on, moving on. So it fights rheumatism and anxiety. Go ahead, sis. Get on with this one.
Yes. Ocean water combined with exercise is a great medication for bone and muscle pain, arthritis, circulatory, and post surgical issues. It has a great effect on anyone with rheumatism, arthritis, back or joints pains, contracted muscles. The minerals in it help reduce inflammations as they help the liver, the skin, and the kidneys to expel toxins from the body in a faster way. So, because it contains magnesium, seawater will calm you down. People
Mm-hmm.
who live a stressful life are advised to go to the beach, not only for its relaxing atmosphere, but also because of the soothing medicinal properties of seawater.
That's crazy.
That
No,
is
That's
fact.
amazing.
that
That's
is
amazing. Good
wow.
job. That's
So if you feeling all, oh my god, oh, oh my god, how it's going? I'm stuck in a house. I'm stuck in a house. Like, man,
Right.
like, go get you, some ocean water in you, let's get this blood pumping a little bit, and start expelling all these toxins, from inside your body,
right.
and that be the way to do it, but most of us want to know what Dr. Doolittle tells us to do, so
Right. Right. No, it does. It really makes sense. Like, cause I'm a former athlete, so some nights I have to get in that tub with that Epsom salt, so my bones and my body can somewhat kind of heal, and what I'm saying, feel better in a sense. So it just makes total sense that if your bones are hurting or whatnot, and your body is hurting, or you're in pain or arthritis, all you got to do, you don't even have to swim. You can just get yourself in the sea close enough to, you know what I'm saying, maybe up to your knees, and then just bend down so you can sit down. And now the entire body with your head out of the water is in there. And that's for all ages, you know. So, you know, maybe you don't even know how to swim, you know, so you don't have to worry about that. You could just
right.
yeah, just place yourself in the water. Like I say,
You don't want to be dragged down current.
No, you don't want to catch that ripcord. No. Definitely.
Most
That riptide, yeah, but that's another story. But yeah, no, definitely. This is yeah.
And so as soon as they find a way to put the seawater into a blunt, you might not even have to go to the sea.
Most definitely. So let's go on to the next one right quick. It's because it's speaking now. It cleans out your large intestine. All right. This is imperative. This imperative, family, because let's remember that your large intestine is where the majority of the non-processed food that your body was not able to process right, where it goes and starts accumulating. All right. So if you have, like myself, if you have that, whatchamacallit, that excess little belly in front of you, and you're not a drinker, you're not a none of this shit, but you still got a little belly, you know, you are a little backed up, and every so often you're gonna have to yeah, you know, you're still overweight, but you know, but that's because the fat that you have is being transformed into fat while it's stuck in you. I think it was what's that dude's name? The white dude that was super popular or whatever. What the fuck was it? Elvis Presley? Elvis Presley, when he died, the dude, they found 40 pounds of shit in his large intestine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did.
That's why that motherfucker was like this when he died, and shit. He was,
And not just him, but John Wayne too.
Appreciate you, Mike. Right.
John Wayne.
Right.
John Wayne.
Right.
So it
And
says,
so what they're not telling us, or what we're not, the remedies that we're not using anymore, is just getting us maybe a little shot of some water and some salt every day, you know, just to kind of, you know, help detoxify us a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and help things move around in there.
Right. And Taz, this might be a good second to go pull out your disclaimer right quick. Just
Right.
to emphasize that we're not doctors, we're not nurses or none of that. All we know is natural stuff here is for us.
yeah,
It's
well,
for us, made for us.
let's be sure, you know, that we understand. I don't want to go all the way back to the disclaimer, so I'll do one even better.
So,
Like, you use salt to preserve meat because it takes all of the water out. If you want to lose weight, add salt so it can take all of the water out. I'm not like saying anything that people don't already know. You know, that's what salt does. It takes the water out of something. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yes. Well, as we said previously, you know, you guys make sure that you understand that this is not medical advice. We're giving you information that could be easily found on on a simple Google search. So be sure that you understand that we are not at any given time, not this channel and none of the guests or anybody in here giving you any information on what you should or should not do with your body.
Right.
Moving forward.
Definitely want to know that this PowerPoint is not based around that GMO salt that they got out there. We're talking about good natural salts that's out there,
Yeah.
water from the ocean, seawater. So
Right.
don't start adding table salt to your diet and thinking
Right.
Profit, Tazz,
Gotta think in
Yahssini,
terms of color.
got my blood pressure up high. Oh Lord, no.
Yeah, although we actually we're actually gonna touch on that part a little bit later on. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
say it
we
right
are
now, put
touching
up
that.
in.
Family, be sure that you go like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you give us your comment at least and let us know what you think. Make sure you go check out the brother at the round table under www.theroundtable.com. Make sure that you go check out the sister Yahssini and myself on the YahssiniUniversity.com. Check us out. Make sure that you let us know what you need and we will make it happen for you. All right. Now, moving forward. All right, it says the ingestion of small amounts of ocean water facilitates the cleansing of the colon. What? Small amounts of ocean water facilitates the cleansing of the colon? I want to know more, Taz. It says it detoxifies the body and renews the body's energy, especially in children. You're likely familiar with a colon cleanse, even if you've never done one. But you know, a salt water flush is simple. It's a simple, safe, and effective way to detox the body and cleanse the colon from the comfort of your own home by drinking a beneficial mixture of real sea salt dissolved in water, sometimes along with a little lemon juice. You're able to push waste through the body, release toxins, and improve digestion. This method of colon and stomach cleansing has actually been used for many years and it appears to be a lot safer. Many commercial colon cleansers drug than many commercial colon cleansing drugs, laxatives, and teas. All right. So this is something even better to do by just drinking this salt water. All right. Now, when we get to the next slide, we're going to talk about the fact that I am not telling you to go to the ocean and drink the water. All right. We're going to touch base on what it is we're talking about drinking salt water. That's is not telling you to go to the ocean, grab you a gallon full, and take that shit to the house, and every so often you gotta pour you a cup. No, family. Please, let's think. Let's think. That is not what Taz is telling you. All right. So let's move on. Do we want to add something, brother, sister?
You touched on it. Go
No, it's just getting stronger and stronger. I don't want to stop the ball from rolling.
ahead.
Now, it
Uh,
enhances cicatrization. For those that are not aware of, cicatrization is the actual word that is used for when you start healing. When the little scab comes, the little scab come up or whatever, it's cicatrizing. All right, that's what your skin is doing. All right, so it's healing. It's called cicatrization. All right, sis, can you tell us about cicatrization, please?
yes. So
Please.
because it is rich in mineral salts such as sodium and iodine, ocean water has antiseptic and cicatrization, uh, citrizing, cicatrizing actions on your skin. So remember to consider the state of your immune system. Weak immune systems will not protect against other bacteria found in the ocean. So the state of your wound, an infected wound will get worse when coming in contact with bad bacteria. So the state of the ocean in which you are swimming. No ocean is sterile, and in some areas it contains more bad bacteria than anything else, like at a public beach or a contaminated ocean near chemical factories, etc. So sea salt is a natural antiseptic and anti-inflammatory that for thousands of years has been used in wound cleansing. Remember the expression throwing salt on a wound? That's because that's what people actually did to clean out infected cuts and scrapes.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds
Mm-hmm.
painful, but it can aid in healing to get the area free of infection quicker. So,
Mm-hmm.
any naturally made remedies can help the body since they won't kill off all the good bacteria. And bodies produce like prescription antibiotics can, or our bodies produce like prescription antibiotics can.
Facts. So, with this, we understand, the benefits of salt alone. Refrigeration wasn't that's not a forever thing. We haven't been able to refrigerate shit since for that's some right now shit. The last couple of 100 years or whatever and shit. Motherfuckers used to actually, if you had meat, you had to salt the meat in such a way that that it sucks all that shit out of there and it stops the process of decomposition. All right. So salt, there's a lot of uses for it. In case your lights go off and you're trying to save your salt, if you're trying to save your meat, I just gave you a clue on how you go around. Are you gonna do it right and use the right salt? That's on you. I'm not giving no advice or nothing. I'm just telling you that's how they used to do it before. But there is a
I
whole.
know. I know when the first thing that a doctor tells you when you got high blood pressure is to cut back on your salts. They don't tell you why. They don't say switch to this kind of salt or nothing.
Right.
They'll just say cut it out with the salt.
Well, they probably know that we're most of us are taking in table salt.
Right. They do. And so say cut back on the table salt and use more Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Or don't just tell them to, be turned off from salt. We looking at the good shit that it can do.
Right. And
Yes.
then also it doesn't always have to be through, in a sense, the mouth or orally that we have to ingest the salt. We can rub it on our body.
That's
You know,
right.
we already talked about the eczema and stuff like that. Like that salt is like if like it's stuff that we know went in the ocean. That if you look at the bottom of the ocean, it ain't there no more because that salt just will over time will just literally
Right.
break something down to nothing, straight up. So that's what salt's job. It is to break something down or to remove moisture from it. Like that's literally its job on
Right.
a physical basis in a sense. Now on a spiritual basis, you know
Mm.
that's
Crystal.
deeper. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, we don't look at salt being a crystal, but when you look at, I know this sounds a little weird, but when you look at certain things like quote unquote magic or voodoo, salt is one of the main ingredients that they use.
Mm.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it. It gets played in front of us in the movie,
Yeah.
very cavalier, but we don't talk about it and we don't explain it. And it's something that we all got in our cabinet.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness, we got a long
That's
way to
why, that's why they don't want us to really know the power of salt.
Oh, we're gonna learn today.
We don't.
We gonna learn today.
Hey,
For sure, for sure.
All right, let's move on right quick. This we're about to dive in. We're
Time.
about to dive in, family. Get your snorkel ready. Get your motherfucking your thinking cap on, your tinfoil hat on, and let's dive in because since we're talking about water, I have a question. What if water is God? What is
Boom.
this God that we've always been talking about and looking for? The God above, and He's underneath us and He's all around. He's inside me. God is inside me. Like, really, bro? Really? So I beg to ask the question. Hold on, Pippin, because I got it muted.
That would mean What if water is God? Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born, and why some religions observe the ritual of baptism. But if water was God, then that would mean that God has no gender, that God takes the shape of whatever container God appears in, which would explain why we have so many different belief systems, which begs the question, what is the spiritual significance of poisoning the water in Flint, Michigan, or the oil burning in the Gulf of Mexico, or the large islands of garbage floating in the Pacific Ocean. If God was water, would that not mean that every natural place is holy? That every thunderstorm was a church without walls? That when the rain falls, it's an act of God's death giving life, and when it evaporates again, it's the day of resurrection? And life itself was just a test of learning how to be and flow like water, how to give life to other people, and how to refresh their spirits and quench their thirst with your presence.
Bro, I ask you, what is the one thing that you have 70% or better inside of you? You have water inside you. Now the water, but Tazz, God came down to earth and he died and he resurrected. Guess what? The cycle of the water, it literally dies and then it evaporates, and in that process, during 3 days, it'll rise back up and go back to heaven, where it's stored in heaven, and then it comes back and showers you and gives you life. Wow, Tazz, you for real? Yeah, I'm for real.
So deep.
All this talk about God is the sun. What if water is God? It has no gender. It can take any form. It's found inside and outside of us. It can be a mighty force. It can soothe. It can quench. It can drown you, heal. It could destroy you. It could sustain life. It's the largest body of existence in the whole planet. And it fulfills the true meaning of everlasting, because we can't create water.
Not only that, but before the sun was here, according to the scripture, what does it say that was happening at first?
There was nothing but the edge of the deep.
Boy, all it was the face of waters on the deep,
Yeah, the deeps of the water.
So talk about the beginning and the end. That's water.
Right. And not only
it's the air we breathe is water.
Not only that, sis, but when we're talking about this Christ that's gonna save us, we are talking about what era are we talking about when we're talking about Christ? We're talking about the Pisces era, the era of water.
Yes.
What? Yes. Christ was during the age of Pisces. Yes. That's why you gotta get baptized to become a believer.
Yeah, and so even though the age of Pisces is about that water, even when we're coming into a new age of Aquarius, what is Aquarius doing?
It's the gas of water.
It's pouring that water down.
We got to get away from it. He's the water bearer, Right. So let's not forget what Bruce Lee tell us. Let's listen to what Bruce Lee told us.
It is okay. This is what it is, okay? I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Bro said be water.
Water.
That's the 48th law and the 48 laws of power. Be water.
Be
water. That's actually my favorite law out of all of them. Be water.
Bro, I wish I would have known that. I would have put that shit in the
point. That's all right. I just dropped
next slide. And you know
what? One of my favorite things to know was that water is the universal solvent. Yeah, if you put that water on it, whatever that is gonna dissolve eventually.
Right, it'll water it down.
It will, and get rid of it.
Get rid of it eventually.
Again, when we sick and we got cancerous cells growing, what should we be doing?
Drinking a lot of water.
Drinking a lot of water.
We should be doing that a lot anyway. Watch this.
Yes.
Even though it's a religious tactic, what do they do? Fast. Just drinking water.
Yes.
You ain't even got to eat nothing. You could just drink water.
And yeah, and we don't even know that you can go a long time on just water without food. A long time. More than 40 days. I know for a fact. You can go a long time off of just water. Because
Right.
half the time where you think you're hungry anyway, that's water. You dehydrated. Drink some
Technically, yeah, right. You just because what they say we're eating for the oxygen, which is in water also, so we can just drink water.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's oxygenating all our organs or whatever. So,
Mhm.
so family, if we dropping the science for you, if we dropping some science, if you like what is going on so far, all I'm asking is this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, family. Make sure that you come and give us a like. Check us out on all of our platforms, all right? Make sure that you go to www.theroundtable.com. Check out the Brother Leave. He has science that he needs to share with y'all, all right? If you are looking for something that you like from me and from the Empress and myself, check us out on YahssiniUniversity.com. All right. And you could also check me out all the time under the Tazz Show. So make sure that you do that. All right. So, but let's move forward. Can we move forward, or is there something else we want? I want to, before I forget, I cannot forget the Empress. All right. So last, but they tell you save the best for last. All right. But go and check out the Empress, the goddess herself, to what her lyrics to her song "Just Like Water" is. All right. When we're talking about the sister, what's her name?
Lauren Hill from Unplugged.
Hill. All right. Go check out Lauren Hill's song "Just Like Water" and tell me if sis is telling you be water, be fluid like water.
Be
Listen,
just like water.
listen to the science that she drops on that song. And I was gonna implement it into the thing, but I'll get a strike, a copyright strike for her song. So
It's definitely tough though because water has so much flexibility that you can't just count the strength. You have to also count the vulnerability that water can also, because in a sense, water takes on what it's in. It doesn't take over in a sense to where the last thing that it was in, it stays that shape pouring into something else. And now that something else that it pours in has to change its shape because of water. No, water is bending and moving and being flexible.
Yeah.
So, it's tough sometimes for people to be like that, and really have that full balance of being a drop of water or then knowing how to be a tsunami if need be, So it's definitely levels to it, but if we can, just work on our balance on our water.
Also, Tazz, didn't you have her Just Like Water linked to her lyrics? Not that we have to go through the lyrics, but
yeah.
That song is so poetic with water. I really recommend that y'all go look up the lyrics Just Like Water by Lauren Hill on her Unplugged album.
Yes, most definitely, and check it out. And that's a deep concept that you just dropped, Brother Leaf, because we could be fluid, but that does not guarantee us to stay in one form. We're always gonna have to have that essence of being able to
be flexible
to different scenarios, that's one of my things, which is also our downfall. I'm a Gemini. It's Gemini season, right now. So I'm feeling all that energy right now, and we're so fluid that we could change at the at the snap of a finger. We're happy one moment, the next minute we're pissed. We were just pissed and now we crying.
That's because that's what air does in directions. Air
Uh-huh.
doesn't just always flow at the same time in one direction. Air moves one way, then moves another, it's
That's
it's
right.
everywhere. So that's why sometimes I noticed a lot of air signs their thought pattern can be everywhere because air is everywhere. And sometimes channeling and then focusing and concentrating that air really just takes them to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His
Who knew?
Gemini
Who knew
season.
the ocean was so exciting?
But moving forward, think about that concept, what if water is God, but
Something
let's
to think
move
about.
forward.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
discount.
So, a fun fact number 2, and this is where you take in the part where I'm telling you, please don't go drink the ocean water. Please don't do the doofus. Please do not go do the doofus. All right. There is a whole lot more that is required because of this. So, fun fact number 2: do not drink ocean water. There are 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic waste estimated to be in our oceans. 269,000 tons float. 4 billion microfibers per kilometer square dwell below the surface, and 70% of our debris sinks into the ocean's ecosystem. 15% floats, and 15% lands on our beaches. In terms of plastic, 8.3 million tons are discarded in the sea yearly. Every area of the ocean is polluted. 99.9% is plastic. Around 10 million tons of plastic and other waste entered the ocean only in 2010. 10 million tons just in 1 year. You know how long we've been polluting the ocean? You know how much shit there is in there right now? Please don't go drink the ocean water, family. And if you do, I'm sorry, but you deserve everything you get for being a doofus. Because ain't nobody told you to go grab a gallon of straight, ocean water and popping that motherfucker in your kitchen table where you gonna take a jug every so often or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Listen, all right. But
And
Taz,
so,
so what are we supposed to do then? You said we gotta drink ocean water. No, I didn't. I told you you gotta drink salt water. So we're gonna get into that right now. Sis, go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to say that all this does is lends to the fact that years ago, like way before 2010, but yeah, it would have been easy for our people.
Right. I was
Oh,
gonna say right before pollution, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And I'm still like, I don't I see plastic, but I don't know how plastic gonna hold up against salt. Salt seems like a little better, you know what I'm saying? It feel like a more worthy
unless
of
it's bombarded, though.
I feel
You
like that salt to break anything down,
Yeah,
but I definitely appreciate that. Just letting people know, like, you used to could do that
mm,
possibly like everywhere at some point in time, but now different. Most areas are definitely it's definitely unsafe, and I wouldn't suggest it. Like you say, doing your research and finding out some salts, some good natural salts that's out there, purchasing those and adding them to some good water. That's something that I do, and I'm not saying anybody else to do, but that makes more common sense or logic or a little bit more practical. How about
yes,
that?
sir. Yes, sir. Hmm. So I take it it's on me.
Yes, ma'am. Let me hear
Chondrous
that beautiful voice.
Plus, the superfood. The superfood, yeah. So did you know that there's an ingredient that contains a whopping 92 out of the 102 minerals that the human body needs? As a result, the seaweed, popularly known as sea moss, used for dietary and medicinal purposes for as long as one can remember, has been heralded as a superfood. Yep, that's Irish sea moss, commonly referred to as the Chondrus crispus. It's a type of red algae native to the Atlantic shorelines of the Caribbean islands, North America, and Europe. So sea moss has become increasingly popular due to Dr. Sabi's teachings on the healing properties of sea moss. So there are several species of seaweed or algae that are commonly referred to as sea moss. Today's most popular and commonly used Chondrus crispus, the genus of the Gracilaria, and Euchuma cottonii. And Taz is challenging me now, but this is why we have StreamYard so you can read with us. I'm sorry if I butchered any of the words.
No, most definitely. I had to learn the pronunciation myself, sis. So
Okay.
don't feel too bad. I wasn't aware.
Cottonade, cottony, whatever.
Me, yeah, yeah, yeah. But for those that are not aware, hey Taz, Dr. Sabi said we need some CMOS. Really? There's a
Yes,
whole CMOS. Which one did he tell you to have? Or do you know
right,
which
right.
he was talking about? Or did you just hear CMOS and then looked up who sells CMOS and then now you're buying CMOS from some random dude that's telling you, hey, I got CMOS, or whatever, This is hold on, sis. Let me put this in the word. No, no, put it back, sis.
Yeah, so check this out. This actually came from a Jamaica store here in Milwaukee, and my boyfriend went and picked it up, but he did ask him about the purple Jamaican sea moss or Irish moss, and he hadn't heard of it. He claimed so. If I'm wrong, if I'm right, or if he's wrong, somebody in the audience let me know. He claimed that there's no purple sea moss in on the Jamaican islands where where they're digging up the other sea moss at. But I've actually bought some off of Etsy, and it was very, very good, and it was purple.
Yeah.
So,
And,
and it
and
wasn't red. It was you couldn't mistake it with no red algae or nothing. This is Jamaican 100% purple Irish sea moss.
and then I just add to it like the sea moss is only good as what is being fed or
Yeah.
what it lays in all for 24 hours, which is the sea, which
Mhm.
which means that the sea got the minerals. It's
Mhm.
just passing it over to the sea moss.
Most
Yep.
definitely. And that salt is doing a lot too. Let's not
Yes.
forget
Was
salt.
right. That's got
Yeah.
the minerals in there. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
there is a way to. You have to Google it. People out there, Google how to tell real sea moss from the fake because it's very, very
Oh,
visible
they
now.
got that GMO?
Oh, yeah, there's some that's fake sea moss.
Damn.
See, somebody said it does come in
So they
purple,
come in a couple of different
brown.
colors.
Yes.
You know,
Uncle Gary's here to tell you and let you know that it comes in
for the
purple, tan,
song, for the
and brown.
song, for the song,
Right.
for the
You
song.
right.
For real. For real.
So now if you didn't know, now you know.
Now you
Yes,
know.
sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
But yeah, so Dr. Savi made it popular, most of the majority of the family, all they know is like, yeah, CMOS Taz, and we you put that shit on water and then you drink the water like, all right, you can liquefy it and put it in your smoothie and shit. Like, but what
That's
are you
right.
putting in your smoothie, Is it
Yeah.
the real shit or are you just going along with the, with what's popular at the time? Oh, this shit's popping and shit, so I'm gonna, everybody's doing it, everybody jumping off the roof, so I'm gonna jump right off along with everybody and shit. There's got to be a bed at the bottom where we land, Taz. So, don't be thinking that I'm gonna kill myself. All right, let me know how that bed feels. But since we're talking about the legend, may he rest in power, Dr. Sabi, let me give you all a just a little background, some information about him, in case you weren't aware, and always to give honors because the man did a lot of things. One of the I was a whole lot heavier than I am right now, and because of this man, I was able to bring down my weight to at least where I am more comfortable with walking with anything, because I lost almost 100 pounds, in the process of doing the cleansing and eating the way that Dr. Savia recommended. Now, do I have I perfected it? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I've perfected anything, but I have done changes in my life, and everything is in stages. Everything. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you don't eat meat, and listen, you come to that step when it's your time to make that decision. You know but let's learn a little bit about Dr. Sebi. He was born in Honduras in 1933. Sebi immigrated to the United States, where he was unsuccessfully treated for his asthma, diabetes, obesity, and impotency. An herbalist in Mexico managed to heal Sebi, which led him to create his own herbal mixture, which he sold under the name Dr. Sebi's Cell Food. He was sued in 1987 for practicing medicine without a license, aka he didn't have a piece of paper that said that he had permission from daddy to do what he wanted to do. But anyways, without any knowledge of law and unpreparedness, and an unprepared Supreme Court, he defended himself and won, even though a total of 2,781 had preceded him, and lost against the highest court in the U.S. before Dr. Sebi went into that place and won his case. 2,781 motherfuckers had went in there and lost before Savy walked in there and broke that chain that kept on just, oh yeah, every time a motherfucker went to the Supreme Court, chances were you were gonna lose. It says, in fact, in its 232-year history, it has only lost 233 times. All right, so it's been that long. It's been that long, 232 years, and that's like losing once a year. They only lost once a year. That's it. You know, that might sound high, but considering this is between 1946 and 2020, there were 9,095 decisions made by the High Court. Dr. Sabi, born under the legal name of Alfredo Bowman, provided without a shadow of a doubt that only exists one disease, the excess of mucus. He came up to he came to fame through Dr. Sabi's cell food products, aka his African biomineral balance compounds composed of herbs, algae, and seaweed. His most popular product was a 30 bottle of bromide plus capsules that contained iris, sea mushroom algae, and bladderwhack, a seaweed. His compounds were proven to work when ordered by the Supreme Court to provide patients with previous conditions and later cured. He provided 77 previously diagnosed by accredited health professionals to have specific conditions like diabetes, blindness, paralysis, etc. All right. So there was actual proof from health practitioners that actually had the piece of paper that gave them permission to be smart, and they said, yeah, these people have AIDS, and diabetes and blindness and paralysis, and now it's gone. We don't understand what's going on. And there was a couple of people that we are aware of. If you see in the background, we have the sister Lisa Left Eye Lopez. All right, and she, if you didn't know, she had a couple of things that were wrong with her, but one of them, from my understanding, I'm not saying she did or she didn't, but from my research, she contracted what was it? Was it syphilis, or she contracted some type of sexually disease that I can't think of right now. That it's uncurable. and she went to Dr. Savy, and Dr. Savy cured her. You know, and aside from that, she was
I believe
smoking.
it probably would have been herpes then,
Yeah, well, they
or a serious one.
so she went there and she was cured from that and other diseases that she was suffering with, that Dr. Savy cured without, you know, him even knowing, but because of the shit was so good that he gave her, you know, and she told him, you know, hey, bro, I'm gonna make you famous. I'm gonna go back home and tell everybody about you.
Mhm.
Before she even got back
Yeah.
and was able to tell anybody anything, they offed her. I don't care what they tell you about. Oh, you know, she had an accident, you know, and there was too much luggage. You go ahead and tell yourself that, you know, just like the dude that was just the black dude that was just trying to sell you a water engine for your car. Mysteriously, there was a shootout in his store in his school that he's a security guard at, and now he dead. Now he gone, and now you can't get the water vehicle no more. So go pay you $5-6 a gallon and shut up and do what you're told or whatever, you know. Another one was on the left hand side. We have the brother, you know, Michael Jackson, you know, and he had a lot of problems, you know, mental issues, you know, that he was suffering through, and Dr. Savy was one of the ones that kept them balanced, you know. And once he departed from him, that's how he ended up in the, you know, the way that he did, you know. And last but not least, we all know how it went down with our brother Nipsey Hussle. You know, he was gonna make a whole movie about dude, and
Mhm.
next thing you know, another shootout, you know, his boy or whatever, and all this conspiracies all over the place about how it went down. But you know, that is just some information in regards about him. You guys have something you guys want to add about him? Everything is pretty much, you know.
Um, I do want to recognize that he definitely helped catapult this conscious community, because that was a major health was a major one. We're number one in so many diseases, and they're all like man-made diseases and didn't have to happen. But when Dr. Sabi came along talking about curing blindness, that was the case. That woke up a whole bunch of people by itself. I mean, without the totality or the synchronicity of all the conscious awakenings that we've had, that Dr. Sabi was a major in the community, and most people do respect him. Others are just haters by nature. But even if he wasn't right or wasn't this or wasn't that, he sparked a thought that moved us forward in healing. Definitely, definitely, definitely one of my master teachers from way back as I was waking up.
Facts, facts.
Yes.
So moving forward, where we at? So the 92 minerals. I read go ahead, sis.
Yeah, so over the last few years, CMOS has gotten quite popular, and it is not just hype. A growing number of individuals are coming to realize just how beneficial CMOS is to health, wellness, and lifestyle. So there are different species of red algae, CMOS, literally tens of thousands of species, um, over 300,000 plus species from the sea. But the one Dr. Sabi recommended was the Chondrus crispus. Sea moss comes in a variety of shapes, colors, and dimensions. Only a few species of sea moss, yes, species of sea moss are commonly found available online, since they're more affordable and easier to get. So sea moss typically has a characteristic flat, leafy structure, and you'll recognize it when you see it. You definitely will. In fact, um,
Yes, you'll
in
recognize it.
his water ocean pictures in the background, I saw some. So there's a list of 92 minerals found in sea moss. 92.
And the body needs 100 and I think 105, 103, something like that. So
I
you
thought,
don't, huh?
yeah, I thought it needed 102.
Oh, okay. Shit, that
Just to
is
put it back. I want
that's even better.
to check this out. Most people know that damn near everybody on this planet is deficient in magnesium, right?
Right.
Magnesium is responsible for over 300 different functions of the body, right? So let's say these other 92 minerals were, somewhat the same, a few more, a few less, deficient in most Americans or most people on the planet, really. So we deficient in 92 minerals, and probably like the whole 102 minerals we deficient in, and we still kicking. Old school term, kicking. Yeah, we still alive and well and kicking it. Imagine again. I'm always looking at ramifications. Imagine again if we were not deficient in any of these things, and all we have to do is, concentrate on health in terms of what we're learning today, even just today.
No, definitely, definitely.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. All right, moving on to the next one. So 92 minerals, that's
Yeah,
just insanity when it comes down to you just needing 102. You're 10 off from having everything you need, from
yeah,
everything
exactly. And
required. So
you're deficient in all of the whole 102. If you're that deficient in magnesium, and any doctor will tell you that all humans damn near are deficient in it. And if it's functioning over 300 different things in your body, then you're gonna feel lackadaisical every fucking day. You ain't gonna never want to do shit or go nowhere or think even.
yeah. So based on the this is my top 10 minerals. I don't want nobody to be under the impression that these are the top 10 minerals that we're told that are the best. No, based on what they do and what they require, these are my top 10 minerals that I believe that that we should really look into having within our body. All right. So we have phosphorus, which contributes to bone and teeth formation. We have copper, which helps prevent cardiovascular disease. We have silicone, which gives skin its elasticity, which means it stretches out better. What Taz, you always, I'm doing this fine the visual. I appreciate you watching, Joe. It's a pleasure to have satisfied your eyes with the visuals, because that's what I strive for, and I'm a very visual person, so I really greatly appreciate you in the comment.
Joe Bella.
Yes. Your skin having elasticity, indicates that that you do lose or gain some weight, or if you get more fit or whatever, that's gonna allow your skin to be able to form itself in this new form. It's gonna keep, and not only that, but not only are you gonna need silicone, but you're gonna need also what water, so you can have enough fluid in the water. So it could stretch enough, all right. So then you have calcium, which maintains strong bones. Your magnesium, which helps with muscle and nerve function. Your sodium, which maintains your fluid balance, because everything in excess is bad for you. All right. Just because something is, oh, Taz, that the water is great. Then I could drink as much water as I want every day. No, you can't. You can't. You don't want to start retaining water. You don't want to overdose. Not overdose as in you're gonna die, but you don't want to overdo it where you start retaining water in other places, in certain places, because your body just has too much of
You're
it.
not, yeah. If you taking in, you got to give. You got to
Right,
give some of it up too. You got to sweat. You got to piss.
right.
Excuse my French. You know,
Most
one of
definitely.
those have to happen. Right. So,
Definitely. So we have iron, which improves your thyroid function. We have sulfur, which creates smoother and healthier skin, and we have potassium, which promotes a stronger immune system too. So, in my opinion, I'm not saying that the other ones ain't no good, but out of all of them that I saw, the ones that caught my eye based on what they do for you are these top 10. I wanted to share them with the family. You guys want to add something, sis or
You
brother?
get all this. You get all this from saltwater.
From so you
You
know,
do?
You get some more also. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Like you got to think about it. There's going to be minerals that the sea moss doesn't even take in because it's not part of its structure to take in. It's not, you know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
the sea still provides it. So, you know, the sea is providing those 92 minerals to the sea moss. You know what I'm saying? So the amount of minerals and nutrients in the sea, oh my God, and gases, like
Mhm.
amazing. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
most definitely. So
And
move,
this is teeming with the sun.
Right.
Teeming.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So right here we have the trifecta of seaweeds, all right, and the top three that provide the most, because the Chondrus crispus is the Chondrus crispus is not the is not the one that has the most. There is other kinds of of this sea moss that do even better things, or they provide more health benefits, if you utilize those or consume those. So this one states, oh well, go, you want to read this? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Remember, Irish moss is the Chondrus crispus species, not genus Gracilaria, regardless of the color. Just because genus Gracilaria comes in the color purple doesn't make it Chondrus crispus or Irish moss. So both genus Gracilaria and Chondrus crispus can come in varying colors. The different colors or phytonutrients play a different role in the body. For example, purple is high in antioxidants, which combat free radicals in your body. Golden yellow is high in phytonutrients, which play a role in cellular communications.
Mm,
So now, Saprophycus alvarezi, or
right.
I know
You
you
do
love
a great job. Keep
it.
this.
Great, sis. You're doing great.
Eschuma catanai is one of the larger tropical red or green algae in the world and also has one of the fastest growing rates, able to double its size every 15 to 30 days. That's a key right there.
Right.
So, green sea moss is high in chlorophyll, which is widely known as the life force of plants
Mm,
and is what gives plants their natural green color.
right.
Chlorophyll is an all natural body deodorizer and detoxifier.
Oh, yes, it is. Take some of
Right.
it.
Look at that green stuff. Oh,
I just thought of something, man. I immediately, or either somewhere in this PowerPoint or immediately after this, I should have a video of the elder Dr. Africa, where he explains to you how chlorophyll, you don't need to be putting this aluminum in your armpit and shit. You need to be eating you some chlorophyll. You need to be out there with some natural deodorizer and that's detoxing your body from all this extra shit. But we over there like, man, Taz, Gillette, it just smells so good, Taz. Like, all right, you go ahead and get your Gillette on, while this is going on. But
Damn.
but it's just so many things out there that I was in oblivion about, and just thinking about them now is like, man, and all these people have been telling us for such a long time, and we're just like, But what about them Kardashians and shit? So it's like we need to step our game up because we are far behind, far behind. You want to add something, brother?
No, you did your thing, you and sis.
Oh
Great
yeah.
job on the reading too.
Yeah, great job, sis. Great job. Trust me.
Okay.
So now we get to let's get to the noodles, because Taz, you keep telling us that salt water is good from the ocean, but you telling us not to drink no ocean water. You're not making any sense. You're not making any sense there. So let's make some sense out of it. Drinking salt water. Most of us have been told that drinking salt water on an empty stomach in the morning can do wonders for your health. It can boost your metabolism, promote better sleep, and prevent headaches. But did you know that it can also help you lose weight, look younger, and keep you energized all day long? This magic concoction is laden with the several minerals that can prevent fat from accumulating. Drinking this water helps in balancing the pH levels in the body, flushes out the toxin, improves your energy, and keeps you hydrated. What? As they said, salt is supposed to dehydrate you. All right, that's because you're using the wrong salt. Keep going to that. Well, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. And it's dehydrated. The ions in pure salt and the trace minerals enter the cells and pull toxins from them. All right. So drinking salt water is what's gonna help you do all this thing from losing weight, looking younger, have better skin. It's gonna remove the toxins from inside you. It's gonna do so much for you. But how many of us wake up and actually drink a cup?
None. And you know why? Because they told us not to drink the salt water. Here's why. Say you have a toothache, you're told to gargle with salt water, and it
Right.
works. It works. But
It
we're not
works.
supposed to drink it.
If say like a person got like a little cold in their throat, they get
Yeah.
some salt water and start gargling with it.
Sore throat.
Right. So
So it's like, well, damn, if it's all of this potent, it can heal a sore throat and can stop a toothache. Shit. What else can it do in the body? Why are we not drinking this? Should have been the natural response for those of us who
okay.
with a thinking mind.
I mean, just let's just think about it.
Yeah.
The aren't some of the like what this the turtle is like one of the longest living animals that and it comes from the sea. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get everything you need from that salt water.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you need from head to toe.
Right.
Most definitely, most definitely. So, uh, let's get to this. All right. Oh, we have a fun fact, right?
Right.
Right. You get into the right.
I'm
Wait.
waiting for that.
So let's get into this fun fact real quick before we jump into drinking salt water and what it is that we're doing wrong or if we are doing it, if we're doing it right. So fun fact number 3. Who read the last one? I did, right? Yeah, I
Um,
did.
yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Go ahead, sis.
Okay, so water has memory.
Yes.
Haru Emoto was a Japanese scientist who studied the molecular structure of water. He wanted to know if human thoughts and emotions have any impact on water. His research revealed that when water molecules were exposed to different emotions, the molecular structure of water noticeably and drastically changed. This proved that the water we drink and use has memory. So the
Mm.
picture on the left gives us insight on a few of the results water showed when exposed to specific feelings, emotions, and words.
Yeah, that's
You
I
see
mean,
it?
and that's so deep because if you think about it, like when it comes to us being like connected to our family members as ancestors, the things that trouble is the blood and the water. And it's like think about having like dreams and being able to map out a time period that you know you weren't there, but for some reason in this dream, you're able to map out everything about it. That's because you're still using the same water that your ancestor from
Yeah,
100 or 200 years ago was using. So when you tap into that particular part of your mind, you can tap into those memories, and they can be just as vivid as like you yourself. The flesh now was there, but the flesh wasn't there, but the water and the blood was there.
mm, mm.
That's crazy. When you say like water has memory, that makes so much sense. So okay, so that's even deeper. So now if water has memory, doesn't that mean I can talk to my water and I can instruct my water on how
Yes,
to heal me, how to
yes,
love me, how to make me successful, how to make me confident, or
yes.
whatever I want my water to do, or whatever I want me to do or be? I can just talk to the water, and now the water has that particular memory in there, and now I drink it.
Absolutely. And do the same thing when you're bathing in a shower or getting ready to interact or put it inside the body.
I did an experiment on my own. I think it was Sister Yahssini, the one that put me on game on it, and I tried I tried it out. I grabbed 3 containers of rice.
Hmm.
I had three little containers and stuff, and I placed them and I put a thing of tape over it and I wrote a word in all of them. It was actually right now that I see D Calico, it might have been was it Uses or was it D Calico the one that told me about the rice test or what? One of you two told me about it,
I
but
believe it was me.
it was you. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we looked at it together. We went and looked at it.
Yeah, exactly. So I went and grabbed the rice. I put it in one ignore. I put in another one love, and I put in another one hate. And every time that I got up here, I would grab each one except the one that says ignore. I would grab each of the other ones, and the one that said love, I gave it nothing but loving words and energy. Man, you're just looking beautiful, and I love you so much, and
Mm.
I know you're gonna do great. And I just kept on giving it this love essence, and I put that one back. Then I grabbed the hate one, and I just got the dog walking this rice. I told my kids to do the same thing as well. And they couldn't understand it because it had to be a substantial amount of time that passes by. I can't remember how long I think it's like 3 months that you got to do it together or whatever. The rice test, yeah. And at the end of the thing, brother, I am telling you, or for anybody that's out there, try it out. Try it out.
Mm.
The one that said love in it, I'm not telling you that I would have popped that motherfucker open and I would have ate it, but just by looks alone, it was still white. It was still, it still looked like rice. It still was, like, oh shit, a little bit of rice. Let me put this on a plate and munch on this shit, whatever. It was still looking that. The one that said hate, it had all types of decomposition and mold, and it was turning brownish and blackish and all this stuff. And the one that said ignore, that I never paid it no attention, it wasn't completely black and brown and decomposing, but you could see that there was like yellowish brownish spots all over it, where it
Mm.
wasn't as white as the one that said love. And that in itself, not that I didn't believe in it before, but that just confirmed to me that my thinking and many people's thinking of how what we say actually holds weight. There is.
So it's almost crazy. It's almost really not the water test or the rice test. It's the you test, because you're giving it the energy or ignoring it.
This is some beautiful water. This is some beautiful water right here.
That's
This
how you
water
do
right
it.
here gonna make me fly.
Wow.
So it's all about what energy are we putting into these things. So a fun fact, water has memory. It's been proven. The brother Masuru Imoto has confirmed it. And as the brother, I think the Calico said, his name literally means measuring emotions. All right,
Hmm. And
tap in.
what the other brother was touching on too, as far as like the music, yeah, that's
Right.
definitely the reason why like certain music is being promoted to make sure that the 70 or 80% that's made up of us, that's water,
Yes.
is splashing around in certain patterns that aren't
Mhm.
congruent or are not creating these crystals that you're seeing on the screen. Hence the reason why classical music and jazz music aren't really popular as far as
Right.
amongst the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that type of music actually creates those type of shapes and makes the water do different motions and waves and frequencies in the body to allow you now to have a higher thought process, a higher physical, you know what I'm saying, process. Like all the things that go into mind, body, soul, and spirit is just higher now because the thing that you're mostly made up of, because in a sense, we're our own little planet. If the planet is 70% water and we're 70% water, we're our own little planet. So it's literally like, what are we doing with it? You know what I'm saying?
And,
Like,
and check this out. So if you're looking at the test that they use to show um, all of this stuff is true that we're saying, you put you put some salt on a speaker while it's playing music, and that salt is gonna reconstruct itself into some type of um, pattern, right?
right,
Like this.
right.
And so the music that you play will show beautiful patterns. The garbage, the mumble rap, or whatever else that you play, um, it's gonna show that pattern looking all ugly and not appealing at all. So you gotta imagine that if that salt is taking form to the music, that the crystals inside your body and water is taking that same form inside of you. So
Hmm.
why do we have so many angry people in the world?
The music's angry.
You're damn right.
And I would say this is something that I've been practicing maybe like the last like 8 or 9 years, to where like I make beats. So sometimes I would just listen to instrumentals or I would listen to other people's instrumentals. And that's so I'm not listening to any words. So I'm not being under any spell. The only spell that I can now be under now is the frequency of the percussions or the beat, because they also can put a spell on us. Ask the what's the story about the Pied Piper that played the flute and literally move the rice, I mean the rats or whatnot out of the kingdom. Like music and sound and frequencies are that powerful, because they control the water and we're mostly water. So whatever situation we get into and our water starts to move, or the motions, you know what I'm saying, of our water starts moving a certain way, that's how we feel, you know.
Those are facts. Those are facts. And is just the evidence that there is to show us. Oh, the sister Charbet did it with her student. That is awesome, sis.
Yeah.
That
And
is
that's what people need. They need to see it.
yeah.
They need to
Yeah,
see the
and
effect of
I told
what.
I told her this. I said go capture it.
Right, right. If you learn something, hold on. If you learn something today, family, go out there and teach it to somebody. Go, don't just let that knowledge to sit in. Oh yeah, I know something now. Yeah, you're not only supposed to know, you're supposed to share that thought with somebody else that don't know or that's willing to listen to see if they might have something else to add for you, another piece of the puzzle. And then you gonna come back and tell me, Tazz, remember how you told me blah 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 blah? I mentioned it to dude, and dude blew my mind. He told me blah 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 blah, and I'm gonna be like, whoa! And I would have never got that input. I would have never got that input had you not gone and tell that other dude. So go share it. Share.
Gotta share the info.
Gotta share the info. You know, tap in, share, like, subscribe, and drop us a comment. If you're catching this at a later time, you know what? We appreciate you just as well as if you were right here. Leave us a comment. Let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you not? What parts you what
Calico,
parts
wow.
you appreciate?
Calico out the chain.
I can't rap about love and the drill.
I ain't mad at you, bro. I can't either.
Okay. That's hard to do.
That's funny. But this is one of the most important ones. I love that it has a 3 on top of it also. It is imperative that we think about the words that we say and the words that we ingest, because both of them matter.
That's good that you said that, because I saw somewhere in Chass's vault that he was going to do some stuff on grammar or words or spelling, cursing, whatever it is. But that's right. If words that we're using are causing our environment or us, what's inside of us, to look like what we see on this display right now, is beautiful crystallizations of water or memory, or defunct, ugly crystallizations of it. So we have to start learning that some of the words that we're saying are spells and curses.
How about all of them?
Oh,
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
actually, talking all together might be fucked up to begin with, because I think we were above talking. I literally had to look at bro and be like, he got everything. He knew everything I meant and said, like, all right, bro, I'll be right back, Taz. And left. Like, bro, he didn't even say shit. Trust me, he said a lot. You just don't know what the fuck he said. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So, Himalayan pink salt. All right, let's talk about some Himalayan pink salt. All right, it says the pink salt comes from remnants of ancient seabeds that crystallized 600 million years ago. It is mined deep inside the mountains of Pakistan at the Kura salt mine. Wait, what? Taz, I thought Himalayan pink salt came from the Himalayas over there in India. Yeah, well, had you done your research, you would have found out that it actually comes from Pakistan. And historically, Pakistan has seen little of the profits, even though pink salt is sold as a gourmet product worldwide. The Himalayas stretch across the northern eastern part of India. They covered approximately 1,500 miles or 2,400 kilometers, and passed through the nations of India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Bhutan, and Nepal. Once upon a time, 250 million years ago, give or take a millennia, sea salt beds now deep within the Himalayan mountains began to crystallize and were covered by lava. What did Brother Leaf told us that salt was? He told us it was a crystal. It's a crystal. It started to crystallize. All right. And it began to after it was covered by lava, all right. But in the case that you didn't know, remember, for the end, family, if you're gonna stick around for the end, remember, if you participate in the event that we have at the very end and you win, you will get a free copy of this whole entire PowerPoint in its entirety with everything in it, free for you or whatever. So and you guys want to add something? Because to me it was a surprise, because I fuck with Himalayan pink salt. Like, that's all we use in this house, and I didn't know that shit came from Pakistan. I thought it came from India.
I had a eureka moment while looking at this. Listen, I'm on the same thing you're on. Is Pakistan the portion of land that's being divided with the Israelis over there in the Middle East? Who is that is always fighting in the Middle East with Israel? Is that Pakistan?
Geographically, I don't want to fuck up, sis. So I'm just
Okay, so let me just
Well, you know, it feels like it. How about
okay. So here's where my thought is going. Here's where my thought is going. Why is you bullying the motherfucking people for this particular portion of land when there's so many other places you can go?
because salt is important.
Yes, because they know the value of that resource that they got. So if by you even taking half of the state or cutting the state in half, you're rich.
Most of us only know about Gandhi because of the story that's attached to him when it comes to salt.
For real?
Yeah, it's like, didn't he walk like a whole bunch of miles or something like that to go to the sea or something to get salt or something?
Is that what he was doing?
that's crazy.
I'm not being sarcastic either, Lee. I'm serious. I knew it was.
I'm gonna tell you, I got like a 3% intel when it comes to Gandhi.
Like, who knew what the hell he was doing?
I'm barely functional over here when it comes to
Gandhi needed that salt. He needed the mineral.
Jesus Christ or something.
I know there's a story with him attached to salt. I'll say that.
Oh shit.
Now, a question that's gonna blow your mind is gonna be, if this salt is found in the mountains at a very high whatever, and it's sea salt at that elevation,
Right.
where is there? Damn, Dina, I was supposed to make a did you know what you would call it about that? A fun fact. Fun fact. What ocean? What ocean was in the mountains that left that left that sea salt right there? Because it's sea salt, right? It has all the ingredients that we find in sea salt. They tell you that is this deposits, from this ancient seabeds. Ancient seabeds. Tazz, you just said it was in the fucking mountains. How the hell is there a sea up there?
Well, there's this thing called evaporation. It goes from being a water to a gas. With it being a gas, it still has the same nutrients and minerals in it. It's just Jesus transferred. And then as it goes up and becomes a cloud, if it's an area that snows, the snowflakes have the salt in there and all the minerals and stuff. Or if it's a place that rains, it rains down on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And over time, doing that over and over and over, and nobody actually going up there to mess with the salt, it'll just lock up, or like I guess the technical term is crystallize.
Right.
That's why crystals are so deep, because if you think about it, they're literally ancestors.
Whoa.
It's just ancestors that have crystallized over time. It's just, because we're made up of the same things that are in crystals.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So check this out, Tazz, where it says ancient seabeds that crystallized 600 million years ago, leads me to I was playing this game and found out I was trying to find out more about crystals, because that's what I do in making jewelry. So I said, how old is the diamond? Guess how long it takes a diamond to form? About 600 million years.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they all formed, 600 million years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's no diamonds aren't rare. In other words, they're not rare at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Depending on what part of the earth we happen to pass in, that's going to determine what crystal we form in.
That's right.
In a couple of millions of years.
I would have went for I was just processing the whole thing, and we're gonna find out about it in another whatchamacallit. That is a possibility, but we have to take into consideration that to gain salt, they utilize the same process of osmosis that water goes, the transfer of elements. And when they vaporize the water within the ocean and it leaves nothing but the salt, the reason why white salt is bad for you is because when it goes through that process, the salt that is left has no nutrients on it.
Right,
It
no
has,
minerals in it.
it's just dead.
Just the sodium. It just has the sodium in it.
Right, it's just some shit that's gonna fuck you up and shit, you know. So they gotta add everything back, all the minerals that they have to add it back. The only way salt acquires is vast amount of potency and all these minerals is by sitting in a place where this fluid is constantly flooding it with all types of nutrients from all over the place.
So if we've put together this PowerPoint, and if we say that water is definitely super important, but it looks like salt is very important also, so important that they made sure that they dumbed it down or they stripped it of all its power and then put it on the shelf for us.
Yes. And that's why.
That's how powerful it is.
Right. And I'm trying to find it now. That's why I wanted to go back and ask Calico, because he was talking about, he said salt. He said salt is poison. Yeah, that can be true because you use it in its wrong measurements. Also, it leaches mineral for your bone. Yeah, that's true because it's so potent. You took too much of it. So being poisonous just means it's been overused in this case.
Okay.
In this case,
Because you got to think about it. We need literally if they was to give us an IV would be full of salt and sugar and water.
They call it.
We need salt. It can't be bad for us. It could just be bad if we got too much.
Right.
Like anything.
Listen.
Too much water will kill you. You'll drown.
Right.
So it ain't salt that's bad. It's the amount that's being used.
Or the wrong vibration.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're supposed to be using the salt with some actual hue or melanin or whatever, or carbon in it, whatever you want, some color.
Right. What about sodium bicarbonate?
Right. Yeah. Now we're going into another realm or whatever. Hell yeah.
All I'm saying is we're gonna have to figure this thing out anyway, as far as when it comes to healing ourselves, because we already know that everything that we've been taught is wrong. And it's not that it's wrong, it's that we didn't do our due diligence.
Right. Right.
We didn't go do no research and find out why the salt is poison, because then we can manipulate it.
Right. We'd have found out that all of the stuff that was in it ain't in it.
Right. Right.
Okay. And we might say, okay, maybe the white salt has a problem.
Right. Right. Because you thought you were in it to win it, but you didn't get it. Didn't get the consolation.
It's so deep because watch this. Sugar is a crystal. It crystallizes also.
Yeah.
And it's natural.
But like you say, it's that white sugar that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When are we gonna learn that anything that is lacking pigment in it or is white is damaging for us? When are we gonna come to our senses?
I think, listen, we need to specify that anything that is white and damaging to us has probably been in the lab. So we don't want to just say all white is bad, because sea salt, although it's not as good as Himalayan salt, it's still a good salt.
Yeah.
No, hell no. Sea salt, the white salt?
The pure sea salt.
No, she's talking about like
from the rocks, the crystals.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, there's kosher and then there's non-kosher. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. because
Now let's look at that difference with pink salt versus sea salt. All right, because sea salt comes from the ocean, but we gotta get it one way.
Right, like
How do we get yeah? How do we get that sea
show me
salt?
that again. Right, yeah, I use sea salt, but I also have pink Himalayan, but I prefer the sea salt over the pink Himalayan only because it's in one of those shaker things, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
pink
who wants to
M&Ms
shake
coming
for
up
that long?
here. But there it is. But yeah, definitely. And you just gotta, once you understand the power of salt, you just make sure that you have some. Is it smarter to have something that has more minerals in it? Of course it is.
Yeah,
But it's just like anything else on this planet. You don't want to take too much of it, too much, because then you're unbalanced with it. You know,
right,
but
like anything.
like anything, but understand that there is power in it, and understand the power in it, and use that power when it's time.
Yeah.
Because salt is a natural thing that will kill a lot of like little bacteria and fungus and
And
diseases
right, and
just
so
because it just eats up things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and check this out. You can buy some pH strips on Amazon or Walmart or whatever, and start testing the pH of things that we think is, or that we don't know if this is healthy or not. We can test anything by liquefying it or dissolving it in some water, put a pH strip in there, and look
mhm,
at the color that comes out. And
mhm,
all it is a pH scale, which is the norm, same color of the rainbow, chakra systems, and all of that. Look where the strip turns out, and then you can use that as a guide to what you'll drink or what you'll mix and not.
Yeah. Yeah.
yep,
Go ahead with this one, sis. You could read it.
Okay, so this is pink salt versus sea salt. All right, now. So, in
mhm.
terms of its composition, pink Himalayan salt does not have traces of more
Oh
benefit.
no, it says does. I'm my bad, sis. Does it say does?
Does have. I'm sorry. Thank you,
No,
baby.
it's okay.
Okay, so the pink Himalayan salt does have traces of more beneficial minerals than sea salt.
Mm.
While sea salt contains bits of 72 particles, pink Himalayan salt has all 84 essential trace elements required by your body, like iron,
Mm.
manganese, zinc, calcium, and potassium. Its
Mm.
overall sodium content is lower when compared to table or sea salt. So, because of this, along with the presence of required minerals, pink salt is a healthier alternative to other salts. So, the five major differences found between pink salt and sea salt are: number one, pink salt is extracted by hand using proper techniques, while sea salt is extracted by evaporating seawater. Okay. Number two, color ranges between pink to subtle hues of orange, uh, while sea salt is white, which shows its lack of many minerals. Sea salt and other white things.
Mm.
Number three, pink salt comes in huge blocks and chunks, which are cut and ground into different sizes, while sea salt is coarse in texture. Number four, pink salt mineral content is intact, while sea salt minerals are lost during the purification process. Number five, pink salt contains naturally added iodine, while sea salt contains artificial iodine. And I wish I hadn't read that, G. I love my sea salt. I promise you I do.
Yeah, sis. I'm not telling you it's bad because brother Calico is just go check out the PowerPoint that me and him dropped on the Orishas explained. Actually, Sister Yahssini was in there as well because
Oh,
Salt is very, very prevalent, in Santeria, which is the equivalent or voodoo in all these other African religions that there is. So go check that out as well. Now, but
If if you think about it, like if salt is if salt is of course in salt water and it's 70% of what's here, there's a lot of salt here.
Yes, it is.
Salt is very powerful. The energy of salt is very powerful.
Mm, mm, mm. So it's in the water.
It's
Yeah.
in the water and on land. Because
Yeah, it's in the rocks.
right.
It's just water.
Right now, the sister Sharabay is asking, what about Celtic salt? Well, when we talking about Celtic salt, that's a good salt as well because it also, excuse me, it also contains the 92 trace minerals that you require, and 24 of those minerals are considered absolutely essential to many basic bodily functions. The only thing is the process that it goes through to become salt. When we're talking about all the, like, for example, well, the only example, Himalayan pink salt, they go in a mountain and the salt is already, ready. All they
they
got to do
jump, right.
is
They
it's
just,
salt already. You
right.
just chunk it down, chunk it
It
down.
doesn't have to go through it already went through a natural process of
Right.
sea water evaporating and coming down onto the mountain. It just stayed there for a long period of time and kept doing that year after year after year. So now there's a big block of it. It hasn't been moved. Because think about it, that's all a mountain is. In some instances, just dirt that hasn't been moved for millions of years and sun just beating down on it to where it just hardens. It's the same thing with the crystals. Or you know what I'm saying?
Those are facts. Those are facts. So it went through a natural process of acquiring all these minerals. Now, when we're talking about sea salt, when we're talking about Celtic salt, it is what you would call it's process. It involves the evaporation of the water, which drains and takes away, like Brother Calico said, it bleaches the elements out of it, and that's why it's left in its white state. And in that state, once they have the rock, now they add to the rock. That's why it's in such a grain form, because they gotta add the other nutrients, the other minerals that it's supposed to have. Oh, this had sodium, yeah, throw some sodium. This had calcium, boom, throw some calcium in there. Oh, it had phosphorus, oh, throw some phosphorus in there. But this phosphorus that they're throwing in there is created, phosphorus and calcium and all that is not acquired naturally from the earth. So I'm not telling you the Celtic salt is bad, sis, because it is one of the good brands. But we can't bypass the fact that that process does take place. You know what I'm saying? But and that leaching of the nutrients for it, for you to later you know add them back, that's not that's not good. It's not good for your health.
Okay. Okay.
Right,
Well, all right. Let's move forward.
Most
right,
definitely.
right, right.
So table white salt. All right. It says table salt is another one of those processed foods that affect many health conditions. It is basically a lab produced cocktail of chemicals that ends up wreaking havoc on your body chemistry. It is manufactured salt that is stripped of its natural minerals. Salt in and in itself is not a dangerous food. We
Right,
need salt in the body.
right.
However, during salt processing, the balancing of sodium in comparison to other valuable minerals is lost. And that's not all. Companies add anti-caking agents to the salt to keep it from clumping together. Some of these common anti-caking agents contain aluminum, which is
Mm,
potentially carcinogenic and can accumulate in the brain, leading to neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's.
That's why we have to drink distilled water so it can pull
Yeah.
that aluminum off the mind.
I'm with you on that.
Fact.
I'm with you on that, Carly.
So,
And we might have to do a whole thing on distilled water and how they tried to hide that from us.
yeah,
But once we found out that we can drink distilled water, it's not so easy to find on the shelves anymore.
No, it isn't.
It's not so cheap.
It
like
isn't.
yeah.
And you know what? Guess what that does? Makes us learn how to distill our own water.
Yeah, it does. And
that's the problem.
Yeah, and so
looking for an enemy to take care of us. That's so funny.
here's why distilled water is because it's negative. With everything that's in your body accumulated is going to be positive, and you need that negative or that grounding, which we don't get a lot of, which is why a lot of us are under fritz all the damn time. We're not grounded. We're not going outside with our bare feet and grounded. We're not drinking water that is distilled, and so it grounds us.
That's what. And when you say that, think about how when people go to the beach, how they just kind of, for some reason, just want to get buried in sand.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And think about how they don't even want no shoes on while they're there, even though there's rocks and maybe glass and all kinds of particles in that sand. They taking them shoes off.
But just think about it. You just said glass. Where does glass come from? Sand.
Sand.
That's why. Watch this. Glass is a form of a crystal. It comes from crystals. Quartz crystals is what the sand is made out of.
It is. It's pure silicon. Pure silicon. Pure.
Crazy.
So Tazz, just for your memory, when you're working on a PowerPoint presentation one day and don't have a topic, I know that's there, but go ahead and look up Libyan desert glass. Libyan desert glass is everywhere in Libya on the beaches, and nobody knows where the shit came from, but it's 100% glass. And we don't have that on this planet. Most glass is made with other shit, impurities and all kinds of stuff mixed with the glass that as we know it. But pure glass is on the Libyan desert, and nobody knows how it got there.
Sounds like a PowerPoint, sis.
Yeah, it's definitely an anomaly of how that glass got on the Libyan desert.
I'm gonna definitely chop it up with you about that a little later.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So the health risk of table salt. Go ahead, sis. Break it down for us.
Yeah. So the main issue with table salt is the high content of the mineral sodium. Sodium helps regulate fluid balance in the body. Where sodium goes, water goes. If there's too much salt in the blood, there's too much fluid. And when there's too much fluid in a small space, we have high blood pressure.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
That's so crazy how the salt that they gives us does the opposite of what salt really does. Salt takes away moisture. This salt right here retains moisture. It does.
Yeah, and now you got hypertension and you're on high blood pressure medicine, which is next year is going to be recalled. So high sodium intake can also double our risk of heart failure, increase our risk for obesity, raise the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and promote autoimmune diseases. Most people think that the bulk of sodium intake is from using table salt when cooking at home, but beware. Only 11% of sodium comes from the salt that we use when seasoning food. So unfortunately, in the average North American diet, about 70% of our salt comes from processed foods.
Yeah.
Right.
they got a processed salt in them. Because we just talked about salt preserving food. That's what salt does. So
Yeah.
that's what they've done, but they've done it in an unhealthy way. That's an unhealthy way of using salt to preserve food for a longer shelf life.
That is insanity, that they're utilizing that way without us even knowing. I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to oppress the people, what would you want to do? Fill them up
Exactly.
with salt, keep their ass away from the ocean,
Yeah. Do
keep their ass,
exactly.
don't tell them about a sea moss. I mean, shit. There's 150 billion ways for us to die. There is, and we can choose. We can choose anyone we want. But you just heard it from us. Uh, Read our disclaimer. We're not doctors. We're going off of just common motherfucking sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Common sense.
we're a few slides away from the whatchamacallit, so I think it is a good hold on. Let me
That
no
you
no
finna part to it.
no, it's only three slides left.
Oh,
uh
okay.
yeah, it's only three slides left, but I was gonna show the disclaimer right quick, just to make sure that we don't get no unnecessary,
Yeah.
Tazz said, and Yahssini was backing him up, and brother Steve, that dude was just co-signing everything and stuff.
Everything.
Yahssini said she ain't no doctor or no nurse.
Right.
None of that shit.
Listen, y'all better ask somebody.
Right. Do your own
But
research.
you know what? Because we have to do these disclaimers, it's not because the information isn't true.
Right.
It's literally because they have found different ways to, like we was talking about, polluting the ocean, stripping salt of all its minerals. Like they've really made sure that they've done their best to take the power and the knowledge out of salt for us.
They
Because
did.
remember, it's just as it's 70% of what's going on in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of that going on, so it's extremely powerful. And I don't think we've literally tapped into half of the things that it can do for us.
You're right. You're right, because it needs its own PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely would require its own PowerPoint presentation. So let's dig into this aspect of wait, Taz, no freshwater. There's no freshwater. Listen, family. I'm gonna tell you what I found on the internet, and we gonna dig in and and decipher this shit together. But from if this shit true, we in deep shit, and we're not gonna come out of it no time soon. But it states. Water covers about 71% of the Earth's surface, which equates to 326 million cubic miles of water on Earth. 97% of the Earth's water is found in the ocean, which we're told is too salty for drinking, growing crops, and most industrial uses except for cooling. All right, because it is utilized with air conditioners and stuff like that, which equates to 320 million cubic miles of water in the ocean. Now, although such a high percentage of water, only 3% of that of Earth water, it's fresh water, and a mind-boggling 2.5% of the Earth fresh water, which is 3%, is unavailable, locked up in glaciers, in the polar ice caps, or in the atmosphere and the soil. Highly polluted or lies too far under the earth's surface to be extracted at an affordable cost. Not that it can't be extracted, but with the prices of how they make sure that you want this beach property, you gonna pay out your ass. Oh, you want this water that just magically comes out from under the earth? Oh yeah, to dig that hole, you gonna have to pay out your ass, bro. All right, so we gonna have to deal with this affordability of whether we can do it or not. That
Can
leaves the entire world with just 0.5% of available fresh water. To put it into perspective, if the world's water supply were only 100 liters, which is 26 gallons, our usable water supply of fresh water would be only about 0.003 liters, or one half of a teaspoon.
Mm.
mm. Now, I would say what you were saying is true if we didn't know how to desalt salt water.
Yes.
So we know how to do that. So that's not really an issue. That's just propaganda that's thrown out there to raise the price of water. It's no different than gas. You know what I'm saying? So, and just using my logic, I know that we can always boil this water, add heat to salt water, and remove the salt from the water, and then we can drink the water. That's common sense.
He said it. Wait, that was reverse osmosis.
Right. Now, watch this. We got technology now. I was just talking about caveman ways. Technology, we got these things called humidifiers. They've actually created a humidifier that now creates drinking water. You got to remember, a humidifier, or is it a dehumidifier takes air and turns it into water.
That's right.
Yeah.
The same way you could take air and turn it into oxygen in oxygen therapy.
There you go. They're cousins or brothers or sisters.
Yes.
They're very close.
They go hand in hand.
Just send it back and forth. You could take air and make water. You could take water and make air.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And so that distilled water is very important when we just boiling water and then pouring the water out of the pot and leaving the elements in the bottom of the pot. We actually need to raise the water in a distillation process, because you can run your tap water in a pot, put it on the stove and boil it, and of course it'll be better than just straight out the tap.
Right.
But we still need a process where we pour that water up and change forms even. Mm-hmm. This is how we're stilling it. We have to literally change the form of the water and then turn it back.
I know this. I watched this guy. His name's they call him Uncle Hank. He charges his water to where he cools it and he boils it. He cools it, then he boils it. He cools it and he boils. He does this a couple of times, maybe 3-6 times back and forth. And he says that it supercharges his water.
Yeah, he's doing it with the sun.
And then he cools it right back off. He does both. He heats it, then he cools it, and he heats it and he cools it. He drops it a certain amount of degrees and then raises it a certain amount of degrees. It's crazy.
That's genius.
Yeah.
That's fucking genius.
It is. I just started using I got a nice size magnet. I use it, and sometimes I'll put it under my cup, and believe it or not, after a while it'll actually create a cup almost like condensation, like bubbles or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it won't be like condensation, but it'll be it's weird, but it's one of those things. That's what magnets are like. You look at it and you can't see its force, but if you get close enough to it, you can feel its force. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's what a lot of times we don't realize the power. I keep bringing it up, crystals, because a magnet is a form of a crystal. And all crystals have that same force, just like a magnet. It's just not delivered the same way a magnet's force is delivered. The way that a magnet delivers its force, you're supposed to feel it when you get close to it. It's that strong. The
That's
other
right.
crystals and their job and their duty is not to do the same thing that the magnet does. They have other jobs and they have
Right.
other duties, but they still have that same force that's being kicked out or that's being, radiated, and you can use that. So it's just amazing.
Oh, you breaking it down, brother.
It's just amazing.
Down.
Most definitely, most definitely. So now we have the last slide, which is pretty much a fun fact, number 4, in which we come to the realization of what we saw on slide. What if water was God? In the
Mhm.
slide, in the previous slide that we had with what if water was God, well, water is liquid oxygen, and also vice versa. We could find the components on both places, whether it's to be, it's in its gaseous state, or whether it's in its liquid state, or whether it's in its solid state. It doesn't
Right.
matter which one we're talking about. The essence and the element is found in all the forms, all right.
It's
So
crazy how it can be water, air, earth, and it can burn you. Freeze
Yes.
yeah,
burn.
yeah,
It can,
Hey.
that's amazing. All 4 elements in a sense.
all 4 elements. Yeah, if you grab
Yeah.
a hold of an ice cube and see what happens to you, see if you don't. Oh, I got burned. What? You just had a cold ass ice cube in there. What do you mean you got burned? Right, because
Right.
there's fire in that ice.
And
Mm.
so the secret societies and the powers that be and the occult know all of this stuff. They know all this stuff. They know how to get us and keep us dumbed down by keeping this kind of information from us. We would need this kind of information can help you out in so many areas of your life where you wasn't using it before.
Right.
This is like unbelievable. Some people will watch this shit and think we're just making this shit up.
Well,
We're not making this up. Water is liquid oxygen.
right. So what it says water may be a basic requirement for life on Earth, but the compound is far from simple. Although a single molecule of water is composed of one atom of oxygen bonded to 2 hydrogen atoms, H2O, a collection of purely H2O molecules only exists
It's a
as a
gas.
gas. As a gas.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
As a gas, and we have the molecule right here, the H2O, just in the middle. You have the 2 hydrogens and
Yeah.
the 1 oxygen. All right.
And
And
we
that,
breathe it. We breathe that.
yes, yes. But in the same concept, water regulates the Earth's temperature and the temperature of the human body. It carries nutrients and oxygen to cells. Whoa, Taz, there's oxygen in the cells. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
you knew that already though. But it
That's
also
where.
cushions, huh?
Bro, no, I was gonna add value. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
It, uh, uh, and it oxygens the cells, cushions joints, protects organs and tissues, and removes waste. 75% of the human brain is water, and 75% of a living tree is water.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Everything that needs water is like its own little planet
So
in
is
itself.
God water?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. As above, so
It's the
below.
oxygen also.
Yeah.
And watch this.
So
You can't come here without water, and when it's time to go, they're gonna take your water and your air from you.
yes.
Right. So it is like this. This is how I'm gonna break it down to folks. So Taz, are you telling me that fish are flying in the water and the birds are swimming through the air?
I wouldn't
Yeah,
debate you.
that is exactly what's happening because the bird is swimming through the water, just like the fish
Oh my God.
literally flying through the ocean. What?
That's deep.
What?
Oh my goodness.
That's
So
deep. I was
now,
gonna also
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, brother.
Oh no, I was gonna say when you also say that the brain is 75% water, 9 times out of 10 when we have a headache, it's because of dehydration.
Yes.
So
Ooh,
drinking at least 2 to 3 glasses of room temperature water so it gets to the blood faster, or even a little warm water so it gets to the blood faster can definitely help. I see that shungite. Yes, sir. I got a humongous size shungite. Yeah, big
uh,
time, definitely. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna mod Uncle Gary as soon as I get a chance to, because he been dropping gems all throughout the process. We appreciate you, brother. Your wisdom, your knowledge, and your willingness to share with us. I just wanted to shout you out because you've made a lot of contributions that I greatly appreciate, and I'm sure the rest of the panel appreciates as well. So we appreciate you, brother.
right. No, that's real. And if
Great.
you think about it, the whole concept of AC comes from, like you say, the two hydrogens and one oxygen, meaning like all AC is water blowing on it. Like if you were to lick your hand right now and then blow on it, it'll be cold. That's all AC is.
Yeah.
Just adding water on something and then blowing on it, it's gonna be colder. And that's literally what that's how the earth regulates in itself, and how water regulates itself in a sense and regulates the planet.
Facts, facts. And we gonna end it with what sister mentioned earlier today, and we were all in agreement, because water has been there all the time. Is the one thing that God never created. It was already there because He was dwelling over the waters of the deep. All right. So it says the water on our earth today is the same water that's been here for nearly 5 billion years. And I only put the 5 billion only because that's the number that Google gave me. But water has been here before time was
14 billion.
or existed. Water is eternal. So far, we haven't managed to create any new water. And
Oh
the
my
only thing that changes is the form that water takes as it travels to the water cycle. Is it in a
So
gas
so
state?
hold on, Taz.
Go
So
ahead.
are you saying if we're not making any new water and we're made of 70 something percent of water, are we just reincarnating? Are these the same souls? There's no such thing as a new soul. It's just the same because
no.
the soul is nothing but the air. The air that's in us is our soul. When
And
we
think
take our
about
last breath, that's our soul leaving us, which is our air.
it
But
is. And you can go even further than that. And this just happened to me today where I'm thinking like, the soul must be some kind of seed. Like, like the seeds that drop from the tree. They land on they land in the dirt and eventually, they resurrect again.
right,
So our soul is resurrecting all the time. You're not killing us. We're not dying. We're
right.
transforming into a new form of life, just like everything else that we see in the nature. And tonight we've all learned, just like water, we're being reconditioned. We're being retransformed. We're coming back all the time, all the time, like it's perpetual.
Yeah. But those are the stages of the water, sis. If you look at the stages of water, then you'll be able to realize, that water does resuscitate because it goes from a state of being a liquid state and then it
Yes.
succeeds and turns into a gas and rises up to the heavens, to
Right.
where it's collected in the waters above, and it comes right back down once it goes through that cycle, and it continues to follow that cycle. So so we have
And
to ask the question, maybe it is true that there is a possibility this God we're talking about, it's water.
well, God is a God. God, like it says right here with the God is not the creator. Water is. Water is the basis of everything.
Water is the basis of everything.
And while before
Damn.
the video, I was liking the sun to be the nurturer of everything on this planet. But
Yeah.
actually, the sun may have to take a back seat to water. I
Yeah.
mean, really. I mean, they're teaming together, but I don't think like just the sun could be God if no water was here.
Well, and that's the beauty thing of all four of them. When you mix them all, then
Yeah,
that's when you have a
earth,
nice
wind,
ecosystem.
fire, and
Or,
water.
right, you have a balanced ecosystem. If you have water and darkness, you can start to create mold. See
Boom.
what I'm saying? So that's where the
Yeah.
sun comes in to give photosynthesis the opportunity to let the water go through a drying phase and it gases up to come back down.
Oh, you ain't never lied.
See what I'm saying? And the earth, watch this, was in a sense almost created because what filters water? The earth. Charcoal, dirt, all of those things as the water drips down through mountains, valleys, trees, all of those things are basically filtering the water.
It
When
is, and it's instilling itself in everything on the planet.
there you go.
Wow, that is
So-
phenomenal. Somebody has a headache tonight. Yeah.
Somebody has a headache tonight, huh?
Good. Go drink you some water.
Water, get you some hydration.
Water.
Get you some hydration. But
Definitely.
it, it, it's been a hell of a ride. I mean, you guys have been amazing. I always love building with you guys. What did we gain out of this concept? And what can we take out of it? Be able to bring forward for the future. Any last statements, brother?
I would just say definitely just tap into the resources that are here that are free.
Yes.
Tap into the resources that were here that are free. Like that's how I came up with this information that Tazz presented today. Like this whole concept, I was just thinking like, dang, I want to start a business, but I want to start a business where I'm using something that I can kind of get for free from the earth, and it can kind of cut down on my overhead. And I was like, well, dang, what's the thing on the planet I can get that's like an abundance of, and it'll never run out? And I was like, well, shit, salt water. Right. Well, and we found out that water holds knowledge. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about salt water, and me and Tazz just started brewing on this and just going deeper and deeper and finding all the layers, and sister started adding information also. So it just started just like the water started getting deep. So it was like, dang. And hopefully we just brought some information to the people that really, like we always say, we already knew, but sometimes we just gotta just say it in a different way or say it again.
Yeah.
So we jog the memory.
And this video was more so about oceans, the science of it, than it was about water per se.
Right.
But about water per se.
Right, but the beauty thing is the ocean without water isn't the ocean. So
right.
it's like when you talk about the ocean, you are mentioning water. You know what I'm saying? So it's what you're doing though. You're doing something that is so magical and so so incredible. You're speaking about the ocean, which has water and a crystal inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
And so when we do our presentation on Akashic Records, what do you want to bet we end up in some rocks with water?
That's how it is.
Okay?
That's how it's gonna end up being. It appears, you know. Any last thoughts, sis? What is your take?
Yeah, I was sort of hoping that the audience, the majority of the audience, was still sticking around for another 5-10 minutes so we can show what we promised earlier. I think we're at that point because we're up on 3 hours, or unless you decided to, you know, do that at some other time.
No, no,
We
no,
have
no, no.
a audience, right?
No, yeah. We're still gonna build with the audience now. Obviously, Brother Leaf does have some things. I'm not sure if he's gonna build with us or if he but that it's open. The more the merrier, you know. But we are gonna move on into another section of the
Yeah.
PowerPoint. So if we are gonna lose,
I
brother,
appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody in the comments. All
Yeah.
of the dollars dropped in the comments. All of the wonderful information. Hey man, I appreciate that. It was a team effort. You know,
Yeah.
Tazz, Yahssini,
You were
everybody in
awesome.
the chat, the family. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.
Peace and love, bro. You were
Peace
awesome.
and love.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Thank you.
All right, Tazz, me and you, kid.
so let me let me close this out. Hold on, we're gonna switch up because we're just gonna do one quick little thing before we exit, and we are going to go into here. So, if you guys do end up going to YahssiniUniversity.com, and there you'll be able to find my concept, my studio where I do all my where I have all my productions at, as well as Sister Yahssini's website where we showed y'all everything that we provide for that she provides. My apologies for the community. All right. Now, once you go within my Tazz Studio Productions, all right, you will come up into all the things that the services that I provide, whether it's photo editing, video intros, Tazz DVDs, and Tazz Show games, and the Tazz Show, which where my PowerPoints are gonna go into. All right. So what we're gonna start right now is just a little game that we like to call is the Tazz Show Jeopardy. So we're gonna go into Tazz Show games, and for anybody that's interested in coming into the panel and participating, this is your chance to be able to join the board. We're gonna do some Jeopardy based on the PowerPoint that we just had. It's called Vitamin C Jeopardy, and we're gonna pick some teams. If no teams are chosen, then we're just gonna continue, Sister Yahssini and I, and we'll whatchamacallit, we'll take it from there. So anybody interested in coming to the panel, whether it's to build with us, or just to plan out the game or whatever, it's just gonna be some random questions that are gonna be that are gonna be
It's Jeopardy. You all know what Jeopardy is.
right.
And I was hoping some of the people that were here at the beginning who saw the totality of the show would, come on the show with us for about 5-10 minutes and play this Jeopardy game and see did we all learn something.
Right. So that's what we're calling this is did you learn something? What did you learn from this PowerPoint? Did you get anything up? So I'm going to pick two teams for right now, since we have only Sister Yahssini and myself. And
And did we have a prize for them?
yes. So as I stated in the beginning of the show, if you do make the decision to come up here and participate with us, if you so we have somebody right now here in the background.
All right, troopers. Gary James is in the house.
I see you, and I will bring you up. Just one quick there we
Can
go.
we get somebody to play against
Gary
Gary James?
James, welcome to the build. We appreciate you. Thank you for being with us. Uh, 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 we were just about to let the family know that to those that participate uh, at the end of the Jeopardy, the winner, if there is anybody else that want to contest you, brother Gary, then we will offer a copy of this entire PowerPoint free to send to whatever email you might have a choosing of, where you could utilize the PowerPoint for whatever it is that you might want to utilize it for. So thank you. I appreciate you for coming up. If there is anybody else, the
Can
link
we get one more? Can we get one more person to volunteer to take on
can we
Gary?
get one more. We have 10 people watching. So can we get one more person? Is anybody willing to did you learn something?
Yes.
You really learn something. And these are going to be questions about the whole video. Now, mind you, some of you might not have been here since the beginning of the show, so you probably didn't get everything that about some questions that might have been asked because of the beginning. But a lot of them, are pretty self-explanatory questions, and who knows, at the chance of just getting the information, if you miss the beginning of it and you come up and you end up getting more points, then you end up with the whole PowerPoint. You could go over the information over and over as much as you would like, right?
So,
Um,
so can we get one more person in here? Somebody who's been listening, somebody who's intelligent, somebody
somebody
who's competitive.
and not shy from the looks of it.
Right.
Brother
I mean,
Gary was
Jeopardy.
like the only one that had the fortitude to come up here.
Come on. Listen, and Tazz, I believe if you hit the F11 switch, that you'll get like a full screen on this Jeopardy game where they can show the teams too. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
okay. If I hit what you said, sis?
F11. Boom. Okay, so the teams are there. Maybe you have to hit the full screen somewhere, but um yeah, if nobody wants to challenge Gary, then Gary's automatically gonna win this PowerPoint. However, I'll play against him just to show you guys that when you're dealing with me at Tazz, ain't no telling what we're gonna be coming up with. We do this for you so you can partake and get your learning ability on. Like, you might think you learned a lot from this video, but let's test it and let's go for a prize at the same time. So,
Perfect.
Taz, if you want to put me in there, Yahssini against Gary,
Right.
I'll give him a run.
Just to give it a little bit of time, just to I would love to build
Yeah.
with Brother Gary. If brother, can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, where we can find you. What did you think of the PowerPoint? Was it something that you appreciated? Was it some good knowledge? Were you aware of some of the information before? Build with us. Tell us what you think.
Well, my name is there. Um, I thought the bill was beautiful. I missed the first hour, um, but I'm pretty much familiar with some of the health things you were speaking on with the CMOS and the benefits and water and things like that. So I'm anxious to replay this video to see what I missed in that first hour. But overall, man, I thought it was great. I thought it was beautiful, and this is the type of stuff we need to do on a regular basis to build individually and to build as a community. So I appreciate what both of you have done. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Definitely appreciate you for your activity, for being so humble as to give us your time. Because right now that's something that's very, very valuable. Time is becoming an expensive thing to give to somebody. Or take from somebody. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time to be with us and build with us. You want to add something else, Sister Yahssini? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna change the names right here then, and I'm gonna put Brother Gary, and I'm going to put Yahssini.
Hey, brother Taz.
Go ahead.
Hey, I've been following with you when you first started getting down with Crump, so I've been rocking with you that long.
I appreciate you, brother. That is really, really, really great to hear. That is where my YouTube days began. That's where I started doing my whole thing, brother Crumb, always dropping gems. And it is very, very encouraging to hear you say that you've been following for a very, very long time now. So I appreciate you. It is greatly appreciated, and and though I am not always live, I definitely appreciate the fact that when I am live, that you've shown your participation, and those Crumb days did do it for me. That's what, at least on YouTube, because I was already doing it on Facebook, but Crumb was the one that poke at me and was like, just do it on YouTube too. Go do it on YouTube. Go, and then it just became addictive. I'm addicted to truth now, and every time I get enough information, I just love putting it out there. So salutes to you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
You
Well, all
wanna?
right. Well, all right. So,
you. And Miss Yashini, I've been following you too, so I
oh,
called in. I called into your show. I think it was wasn't last year, it was the year before, when you were doing a lot of the you were doing some builds with the other young lady. I called in a few times, but yeah,
Joy.
I've been following you too.
Okay, that's good to know. It's very good to know, and thank you, and peace and love to you, bro.
Yes, yes, thank you.
All right, and you get to go first.
so
Let's
we
get it.
So we have two, four. We got six subjects, brother. So we got general stuff. You do know how Jeopardy goes, right? Correct.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So it's just a pretty much a question and an answer, pretty much. And
Except the answer is in question form.
right.
Yes.
The answer is in questions like who is Elvis or what is Elvis or or that type of whatever. So we have general stuff, water, salts, health, the ocean, and miscellaneous. Just a wondrous, let's see what happens. Go ahead, brother. What say ye?
I'm gonna start general stuff. We're gonna start with the 100.
General stuff for 100. So now, he is the owner of the PowerPoint presentation titled Vitamin C, the Science of the Ocean. He once ran the branch of knowledge, Crumb TV, and has his own YouTube channel where he presents facts in the form of a PowerPoint presentation.
Who is Taz?
Yeah, most definitely. And the answer is
Oh,
who
wow.
is that?
All right, he got me by 100.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Um,
Let's do salts for 400, Taz.
Sauce for 400.
Salt.
For 400. So the question is, if you have eczema, you can really benefit by using this in your skincare routine, since magnesium is an anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial mineral that alleviates itching and reduces moisture from bacteria and fungi that causes eczema.
Drinking seawater.
Is that your your
Drinking drinking seawater. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Sea slash salt water.
And the answer is, what is salt water?
Water. Yeah.
And
All
this
right.
is for 400, right? Okay.
Yeah, you got competition, Gary.
Appreciate that. None. All
So
right.
where are we going now, brother?
Um, we're gonna go easy again. We go miscellaneous for 100.
Okay, okay. Let's build, let's build. An ingredient that contains a whopping 92 out of the 102 minerals that the human body needs.
Mm.
That would be what is CMOS?
Mm.
What is SEMO?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
He know his stuff. He know his stuff. All right, let's keep
Oh
it
my
moving. Let's keep it,
goodness.
sis. Where are we going, sis?
I'm gonna try health for 200, Taz.
Health for 200.
Yes.
This therapy is applied in various forms, as either showers or warm seawater, application of marine mud or of algae paste, or the inhalation of this is called what?
Um. uh, Can I?
You can't
Can I
buy
call,
it.
can I call a lifeline? Okay, so this is a therapy. So I'm gonna automatically say thalassotherapeut.
And that would be incorrect.
For real?
Yes, it's
Wait
incorrect.
a minute. This therapy is all. How much time I got left?
No, you already gave the wrong answer, brother. Gary gets
Oh
it.
shit! Am I subtracting the points? What's
Huh?
my points now?
So now we go
Wait, let me see my answer.
bust you down. No, because I'm gonna give brother Gary the chance
Oh,
to.
he gonna get my money?
I'm gonna give him a chance to
Oh
steal
no,
it.
I don't know how to play that.
Man, this look like a question from the first hour.
Oh,
Um,
wait a
So
minute.
um,
it to you and listen because the answer is in the question. This therapy is applied in various forms as either showers of warm seawater, application of marine mud or of mud or of algae paste, or the inhalation of this is called
What is swimming?
no.
I'm gonna say I don't. What is seaweed? Excuse me. What is CMOS therapy?
No,
Yeah.
no. The answer
What is
is,
spa?
what
Oh,
is sea
damn.
fog?
And that inhalation was the cue.
The inhalation was the key
Oh
because
my
that's what you go and inhale for this type of therapies in the sea. So uh
Nobody in the audience tried to help me out.
yeah, no, they did. Uh,
They,
uh,
they didn't tell me the answer.
yeah, Kato Rising said she thought it was
She
oh,
thought it was sea
she
moss.
said
So,
she didn't get the
oh,
notifications until 3 hours in. Oh, yeah, they be hating,
damn.
Chris. They definitely be hating. So, brother Gary, what you working with? What you got now?
Okay. Um, we'll go water for 200.
Water for 200. A complex mixture of 96.5% water, 2.5% salts, and smaller amounts of other substances, including dissolved inorganic and organic materials, particulates, and a few atmospheric gases.
What?
It's a complex mixture of 96.5% water, 2.5% salts, and smaller amounts of other substances, including dissolved inorganic and organic materials, particulates, and a few atmospheric gases.
Wow. Wow. What? What is air?
No.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
No, no, sis, you want to steal?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what is ocean water? Or what is the ocean? Damn it.
What is seawater? Well, ocean water is just as well, as
Give me
well.
my 200 back then.
So we go with it. We go with it. We right back up. We right back
All
up.
right, all right, all right.
So
So
what are we
that's
working
still,
with?
so it's still on me, right?
Yeah, now it's on you. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna take general stuff for 600, Tazz.
General stuff for. Oh, she going for the Whopper.
I'm not playing no more. Oh,
Oh,
look at
born in Honduras in 1933, he immigrated to the United States where he was unsuccessfully treated for his asthma, diabetes, obesity, and impotency. An herbalist in Mexico managed to heal him, which led him to create his own mixtures.
mm, somebody in the audience. Y'all trying to help me out, right? Even though, even though I think I know this one. Who is Dr. Sabi?
Who is Dr. What? Dr.
Ah, Dr. Sabi. Come on. Come on.
Right.
Hey Dirt. Hey Dirt.
What we working with, brother?
Put the menu up.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm losing, aren't I? All right, give me general stuff for 500.
General stuff
Okay,
for
that's what I'm saying.
500. This word is etymologically from the Greek word thalassa and is based on the systematic use of seawater, sea products, and shore climate.
Is oh oh
Isha wish she was on her laptop. Yeah, she would have came. Hey, we got you next time.
what? Oh,
This word is etymologically from the Greek word thalassa. It is based on the systematic use of seawater, sea products, and shore climate.
I don't have this one. I pass.
You want to steal, sis?
I'm gonna just guess what is thalassotherapy.
What is thalassa?
Ah, shit!
Hey, was this in the first hour?
Yeah, it was in
Yeah,
the.
yeah, it was. It don't matter. You
All
gonna win
right, so
the prize. Wait,
you
you
getting
gonna
the
win
jump
the prize
start.
anyway. You gonna win the prize anyway.
You get the jump start. So I got to pull up for the last 2 hours questions.
Oh, okay. Shit. Taz, tell him what to pick. Go over it like in the ocean or something. Was the ocean in the beginning? What was at the
Yeah,
end?
the
No.
ocean. The ocean was at the end of the presentation. Correct. Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
wanna, the ocean and the salts were at the end.
I'm gonna take salt for 100.
Oh no, it's his go. Oh wait, no wait. Yeah, no, it's your go. It's your go, sis.
Yeah, salt for 100, Taz.
Salts for 100. In certain parts of the world, this table salt is still obtained by evaporating seawater.
Salt. So let's see what. What is Morton?
No. You want to steal?
Morton. Is Morton.
Yeah, I want to steal. What is sea salt?
No.
Sodium
What?
chloride.
Chloride.
Wow,
That's not salt. Is that
I
table
got you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to knock y'all off a bit. Oh wait, no, hold
Damn,
on.
we both gotta be knocked out.
I'm adding and stuff. Hold on, I was supposed to take away. My bad, my bad.
Really?
Yeah, because you both got it wrong. I got to take away from both
I
y'all.
didn't know I had to lose points if I was trying to steal.
Right, but you didn't steal
I
it
was
though.
trying to learn how to play Jeopardy, Taz.
I
Okay, I don't know.
might be making up my own rules as I go, sis. But
Okay, we're gonna look at some rules next time.
yeah,
This is our, out the gate first time trying it, but uh, it's all gonna be good. At least we got somebody bold and courageous to come in here.
right, most definitely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gary. What you working with?
Gary, are you on mute?
Oh yeah, you're muted, Gary.
Yeah, okay, my bad. Held for 300.
Health for 300. This health exercise has been known to actively improve your health and wellness with calming immersion and exposure to sunshine.
Meditation.
No, 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 no. Sis, you want to steal?
A health exercise. Is it the spa?
No, no, no.
Oh, damn.
What is sea swim?
Swimming. What is swimming? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't swim, but
Oh, this is
I
crazy.
might try now that I know all of this stuff we've been learning tonight.
what, what you picking, sis? What are you gonna pick?
Yeah, Gary, we're not gonna play the whole board game. We just gotta how many we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we'll do 10 and then we'll let the audience go because they've been patient. And we've been here for 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I'm glad y'all was learning something. But now you see you gotta be tested.
Go ahead, sis. Pick, or we're gonna let Gary pick the last one.
Gary's gonna pick the last one. Get
All
you
right, give me health for 600.
Health for six. Oh, he's going for
oh yeah.
helps with muscle and nerve function.
Ooh,
That was one of the top 10 that I don't know if
Yeah,
that.
I know he was there.
yeah. Magnesium. What is magnesium?
What is
Oh,
magnesium?
right? Shit.
Gary said, "I'm not going out without a fight."
Uh, all right, let me see. Shit. I'm gonna take the ocean for 600, Taz.
Ocean for 600. This is one of the larger tropical red or green algae in the world and also has one of the fastest growing rates, able to double in size every 15 to 30 days.
Algae. Red and green. Damn. What is Iris sea moss?
No. No, 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 no. And that just killed you, sis, because that was for 600.
So what that mean?
That means you look you lose
Oh, what's the damn answer there? That's not what did I say? Iris sea moss?
Yeah, no, that yeah, that's not it though.
Green sea moss.
What
Yeah.
is Conjur's Crispus?
No, are you choose are you choosing, you're trying to steal it, Gary?
I didn't just steal it.
No, I'm asking,
Oh, you're already in the lead.
are you officially stealing it?
Yeah, I'm officially stealing it.
Okay, well, the answer is, what is Capacius alvarez? Cunicatani. So
What?
Okay, you had the wrong sea moss, brother.
Hey, it's in the sea.
That it is. That it is.
It is what it is.
That is. But that's cool though. That's cool.
That's
Somebody
super
said
cool.
seaweed. The Doc Camellia
Dark
says
Chameleon.
seaweed on that.
Yeah, I appreciate you for being here, Dark Chameleon. Go back and check out the rest of the presentation.
Yes, absolutely.
If you brother Gary, if you could see in the right here in the live stream, there is
Yeah.
a private chat tab. If you could drop me your whatever email you feel comfortable with sharing with me, and I'll be sure to send you a copy of the PowerPoint to through that email. And
Okay.
so you could I greatly appreciate the fact that you came in, that you share with us, you build with us. And for anybody interested, just be sure to go to www.yassiniuniversity.com. Make sure that you check her out. If you want to do the rest of the rest of the Jeopardy game, just go to www.yassiniuniversity.com to finish out the rest of the thing. Just click on Tazz Studio Productions, and there will be a tab in there that's for games. All right, just go there. You'll be able to Tazz Show games, and you'll be able to finish out the rest of
Jeopardy
the
game.
rest of the Jeopardy game. And if you do go over there, be honest with me. Leave me a comment in the under the video and tell me what was your score and and that way I'll know that you participated. And I appreciate y'all for even going there. Make sure that you check out the content on her website. She has a lot of content, as you've seen. We do not only PowerPoints, but we have a lot of other things that we do. We do website designing. We do photo editing, video intros. If you have specific songs that you've written and you've put on and you would like to have them in a format with a video in the background, feel free to hit us up for that as well. All my PowerPoints are available as well. And pretty soon we're also going to have a t-shirt line that we're going to be dropping with Sister Yahssini and myself. Make sure that you go and click the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that bell so to make sure that you get all the notifications. We appreciate you all. We love y'all. I'm gonna give the floor to my co-host and to our distinguished guests, just so we could get their last words. Brother Gary, I'll take you first. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. And can you tell us your closing statements and what did you think of the show altogether?
Uh, it was a pleasure to have tapped in. Um, this is up my alley. I like to see people engaging in, excuse me, men and women engaging in such enlightening content and material. I love reading the chats because the chats tell where people are at, and there were some comments in there. So this whole presentation, we're blowing people away, and I was glad I could contribute. I just appreciate the work that both of you do. Again, I follow you both, but I'm always in the cut. I don't really make my presence known. But I'll be sure to subscribe to both of your backup channels and tap in whenever you all are going live. And I love you both and appreciate it.
Appreciate you so much, bro. There's so much. It means so much to us, and hopefully we get to build with you one more time in the near future. In
Right.
the time, make sure that that you keep up with us. If you have any questions, I'll be sure to send you your copy of your PowerPoint as soon as the show finishes.
Mhm.
And once again, thank you so much for those kind words and for participating with us. Sister Yahssini, what your closing statements? What would you like to tell the
Yes.
people who
Um,
you are, where they could find you?
yeah, absolutely. Yahssini in the House is on YouTube. My backup channel is Yahssini University. On Facebook, you can find me as Denise Grant. Okay, and a word to Gary James is people like you who keep people like me and Tazz going on this mission. And we are on a mission to teach, to learn ourselves because we are master students. And so the rest of the people in the chat, we love you. You've been with us for a long time. And thanks for coming back. Thanks for being patient and understand that we're going to be better than ever at all times. Know that we're going to have more gifts to give away in these Did You Learn Something um, added game shows that we're going to be doing at the end of the show. And so when you see Yahssini is giving away her jewelry or a jewelry set, or Taz got his t-shirts or his PowerPoint presentations, all we're trying to do is make sure that you stay in touch with us because everything that we do is for you. Okay? Make sure you go visit Yahssini University for all kinds of reasons. Tap into that, give us the feedback, go check out Tazz's whole section of what he do, and just look around. Just look around. And thank you again for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you for that. You guys already know who I am. You know, I'm your brother Taz. This was another edition of Vitamin C, the science of the ocean. We appreciate all the people that collaborated within the process. Be sure to subscribe to all my channels. You can find me under Tasmaniac TV, which is my backup channel, as well as under the Tazz Show on all other platforms. You find me under the Tazz Show. But if you're searching for me on Facebook, you can find me under Tasmaniac Wolf. All right. If you want to contact me personally, be sure to hit my business email under Campus Academy LLC at gmail.com. And don't forget that to go to www.yassiniuniversity.com and check out Taz Studio Productions, where I have all my material that I have presented. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you slap that bell, leave me a comment, hit the like button, family. Hit the like button. It really helps, and we appreciate we appreciate it when you do. And with that said, we make sure that you guys enjoyed everything, and we do our best. We do this for you guys, like this said. You know, we we do it for ourselves as well, but it's mainly because we're trying to get that interaction like we're having with Gary. This is the thing that
Right?
makes it worthwhile for us. The fact that we see that there is people out there that are still in that path for search for truth,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that. So with that said, we love y'all. Make sure that you leave us a comment if you're watching this at a later date. And we appreciate everything that you guys done for us. And with that said, we're gonna leave the same way that we came to you guys
Peace, Gary.
in peace.